then you've got the option of doing that as well.
That's right.
60% of the main bundle has gone.
Oh, wow.
And at 4 o'clock this afternoon, we've got another launch with Hayley. So you'll meet Hayley if you don't know Hayley a bit later on.
Yeah, Hayley's got her favourite things. I've had my favourite things. Hayley's got her favourite things later. Right, so then all we need to do is just pop that onto there, just layer that up a little bit, and we've more or less covered that, so that's fine. And then I'm just going to pop a little bit of this sisal then, just onto this top handle bit. So you can pop it wherever you want.
That's your sizzle or sisal.
Sizzle, sisal, whatever you want to call it. Right, at this point we'll just cut this back so that we can get on with this. But I just needed it to dry on the edge so we don't like pull it, if you like.
Yeah.
So then all I use is my scissors. If you want to use a knife and you're okay with that, that's fine. But I'm not always safe with a knife, so
Me neither.
so I do it with scissors. I'm a bit safer with that. Okay, so just literally do that.
And just a little nail buffer will give you a nice professional finish.
And then what I tend to do with the bits that's, oops, got my finger stuck, that's we just need to pop out for the base to go on, is just pop my scissors or poker tool or something like that in these edges here. And then we can cut that out from the front. I think it's good to show people this, Dave, because, same as say, we tend to forget to do the basics, don't we? And with new viewers all the time, then, you know, they need to see this.
It's good that you're using, like, curved scissors.
Yes, I do prefer my curved scissors, yeah. It just makes it a bit easier for me. Right, and then all we're going to do again is just smooth this off. If you can see, it's quite rough at the moment on here.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if we're going to get into that, maybe?
There you go, yeah.
Yeah, so if you can see, it's quite rough on those edges where I've trimmed it. So now, once we use this nail file, or you can use sandpaper, you know, anything, it's just that this is easy for us to carry about. I know you can get sanding blocks and things. So
you get
just
a perfect flush finish.
Yeah, exactly, and it's also sealing that edge as well. Right, so just do that, and then we just need to pop into those centres there, if we can get into there. Just do that again.
Perfect size for the file.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I was thinking then, oh, I've probably got the wrong one, but no, we're fine. And then this will then sit into there, but I'll just carry on decorating that. So that's perfect for you to pop that into. So then we'll just get a
So remember, the go-to glue that Carol's brought us, you get 3 bottles of it, and it's perfect for not only your card making, but also for your construction. So if you're buying the stash builder that we showed you earlier on with the bunting and the box, if you haven't got the right glue to put it together, go for the go-to glue. That should do the trick.
Yeah, it's good glue.
Yeah.
I know people buy it for all other things as well, not just for crafting. Right, so then I've got my flowers. So again, I've just used the little ones because we've got a little project. So just ball tool in the centre, just a little bit of go-to glue on there. Again, just offset them, or if it doesn't offset, it's not a problem. Just let it go where it goes. Just that little bit in there. And then we can add a little bit of moss. So I'll put the little bit of moss just in this corner.
What do you think about the cat P&P here at Hobby Maker?
It's amazing,
Great,
isn't it?
$3.95
wow.
all day.
Yeah.
You make 50 orders, you only pay $3.95 postage.
Hayley knew that about Gemporia because obviously she's been a customer of Gemporia for a long time, you know. Yeah, and she says, oh, I wonder if they're going to do that, Mum. Like, obviously, yeah.
Yep, we're all the same company.
Yeah, and it's brilliant, isn't it? Because you can add 2 all day, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing better than that because we always think, oh, I just wanted to add that.
I've got nothing more frustrating than seeing
got to pay
something
more.
later
Yeah.
like, and you think, I've got to pay postage again. Oh.
Yeah.
Nope.
So I've just got one of the sentiments here. So this is just another little bit of a scrap of paper. So I've cut that the same size as the sentiment and just offset that a little bit. You know, like if you get it and it's a bit wrong and you just think, oh, cracky, I've wasted that. Just cut it same size as your sentiment and then just pop it in there. And then we will just pop a few little pearls on just because we can. So just get, I think we'll pop them just here on this little bit here. just so we can use a pearl pickup tool again. We're picking everything up with this when we first had it.
Well, I tell you what, everyone's loving this.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of crafts that involve fiddly gemstones or beads or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a jewellery maker. Maybe you shop on our sister channel, Jewellery Maker, all the time, and you've got lots of tiny little things that you're always losing, or the tweezers just make them ping off in every direction possible. The pickup tool is only $5.99, and it's double-ended, one-ended so you can move something if it's slightly in the wrong position, and the other end has got the kind of tacky nib, and it never runs out or anything like that. You don't have to put wax on it or anything like that. It picks up every little stone and pearl that you could ever want.
That's it, and we've got some sequins, you know, the sequins with no holes in, back at base, and I tried with them. I thought, oh, I wonder if it, So, you know, anything embellishment-wise that can be a bit fiddly to pick up, I'm sure, would pick up. There we go, and then we'll just pop that into that base. I would glue that in, but if you're giving it away and people want to take it down, then obviously leave it loose and then they can pack it away flat if they want to.
That maybe on the kitchen windowsill would look lovely, wouldn't it?
Yeah, wouldn't it just? Yeah.
In the house. Right, so that's the pickup tool details on the screen. Now, if you like the idea of making these, I've just been handed these. Now, what do you call them again?
I think they're the spring embellishment art boards, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically you get 5 bases and you also get 5 characters or shapes. So you've got your bunny rabbit, and you can decorate both sides, just one side, it's entirely up to you. So there's the bunny rabbit. You get your welly boots. Again, Jimmy has been working very hard, lasering these out for you bit by bit by bit. You get your teapot, perfect if you have like coffee mornings and fundraisers, that sort of thing. You've then got your watering can, and then you've got your basket that Carol was using in the demonstration. You get all of these. Is this all it is, $8.99?
Yeah, yeah.
Really? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
so you get 4 of those, yeah. 5, sorry.
5, yeah.
5 of
Get
those.
5.
Oh, yes, the rabbit I didn't mention, did I?
5 shapes, 5 bases, £8.99 for the lot. It's not a choice of. You get everything there for that price.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's all I can say, wow.
Exactly, yeah.
And, you know, you can sell what you make as well if you want to,
Oh, yeah,
or maybe you're going to
course.
be gifting them to friends and family, or maybe you just want them decorating your home, you know. You don't necessarily have to use the stands if you don't want to. You can actually kind of put them, decorate them, put them in a little frame and hang them on the wall if you want to. So, yeah, 5 images, 5 shapes, 5 bases, £8.99. That is all it's going to cost you. How you do it for that price, I've got no idea.
I know. Don't ask, Dave. I don't ask. I let Alien Jimmy sort the prices out.
Okay.
Right, so the next thing I'm going to do then is one of the layering frames.
Okay.
So that is on our show as well. But I don't think you've got it here. By the time we've done, we'll have everything out, won't we? But what you get with this, you do get the base. So let's just turn that over. So that's your base. That's your next layer. And then you get the inside as well.
Well, these are on the show. They'll be on the screen for you in a
And
sec.
you get 5 of those. So in theory, you get 3 in one thing. So that's 15. Yeah? So if you wanted to create 15 items from this, you could do so. You could use your base, could use this one and put something behind it or hanging, and then you've got the inside one.
Right.
So I'm not sure how much the prices are on this, but I know they won't be too expensive because
Okay, it's coming down.
it's coming down.
5
Is it?
layering frames and inners. Are they all the same shape or are they different shapes?
Different shapes, yeah, different shapes.
$9.99. This is what you're going to get. These are the shapes. So the one that obviously you're working on, Carol, and all these other ones. So you get the actual plaque and the frame for each one, $9.99. Another price I can't quite.
I know, and I absolutely love these. Obviously, we've put holes in, but you don't have to use the holes. If you wanted to hang that way, you can just put some string or something like that on. So, you know, there is hanging holes in them if you want to use them, but you don't have to. Right, so then what we're going to do then, so I've covered these like I did before, and we're just going to pop that onto there.
So that first kit that we showed you, the card kit that Carol and Hayley have never done before, we're using all of the elements from that to use on these wonderful images and frames and boxes. It's not just making cards.
No, that's right. I know we've called it a card kit, but you can do whatever you want with it. Loads you can do with it. Right, so this time I'm using the watering can. So I've fussy cut that out again, and we're just going to pop that onto there with some foam pad. Just pop that on. And obviously you've got your daisies on there as well, already done. Obviously if you wanted to cut those out, you could do. Now then, where have I got? Yeah, so what I'm going to do again is decoupage those up. And then I've cut another one out that I'm going to pop just on there as a embellishment. So just get this on.
We've managed to show virtually everything in the first show, which is great.
My boss will be happy then, won't she?
Oh yeah, she will be. Now the main bundle, we're down to single figures. If you love this main collection, first time the Dreemees have ever done a card collection like this, but as we said just now, not just for card making, for home decor, for these plaques and all that sort of thing, it's perfect. You get your 8x8, you get your 6x6, and you get the smaller sentiments as well as the, were they 4x4 those?
4x4, yeah, and 6x6,
and
yeah.
your A4 cardstock too.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to buy that, then obviously you've got everything that you want to get along straight away. You know, you don't have to use ink pads, you don't have to stamp if you don't want to. If you want to make flowers, you can use the flowers that's in there, you know, cut them out of the paper and such things. And
it's just such a lovely, upbeat collection. It makes you smile because it's just sunflowers and daisies and things which are just beautiful.
That's right, yeah. So, I'm hoping I've left enough room under there, yeah. So we're just going to pop this under this bit over here, just to add a little bit of interest there. And I have got another one. So this is just a basic die, circle die, just to add that onto there. Okay, so make sure that's level because I did use the wet glue. And then I've got these flowers again. Now these I have actually stamped, look. So I stamped these and then die cut them out.
Right.
So I think we're just going to scrunch these up again. That was from
the puffball dies and stamp collection
yep.
that you've got available.
That's
all
right.
the items that Carol's used, by the way, are on the website right now and photographed for you, so you can easily see what she's got.
In fact, I think just
is that paper or vellum?
This is paper. Okay. Yeah, it's the paper from the paper pad.
Right.
So I think just there's a little bit of difference. We'll just scrunch these up and just pop them in there. Not layer these up, but just because we've scrunched them, they do look quite 3D anyway. So we can just add those into there.
And where you put these plaques and how you decorate them is entirely up to you. You could actually use them for photographs, put photographs of the family.
Yeah, you could do. Oh, weddings as well. Yeah. What we have done as well is use them as like a book. You know, use this front bit and put card behind and use it as a book and open it and then
that'd be the front of the, like
yes.
the cover of it?
Yes.
Oh, good idea.
So we've done that as well. Right, so we're just going to add a couple of the rolled flowers in here. Just to add that there. And then I've just got a little bit of sisal here, so we'll just add a little bit of this just on this bottom bit. Are we all right for time, Dave, are we?
Yeah, I've got about 4 minutes.
Oh, got loads of time.
And we can mention the craft wardrobe before the end of the show.
Oh, yes.
Which
yes.
I've never seen anything quite like it, and you're going to love it, I think.
Yeah, it is something else. If you're into storage, you need this, especially for your paper pads, because everything hangs in there. I've been putting my little ones in the A5 wallets as well, the little pads, so, you know. Right, so we're just going to pop that onto there. And I have stamped some of the leaves, not stamped, die cut the leaves, and I'm just going to do what I call the tweezer twist on these. So, the first time I did this the other night on a live, and I thought, oh, quite like that. I do it on the flowers, but look at that now.
Yeah.
I love it. Just a little bit of something
just found
different.
That by accident?
Yeah, I do it with the flowers, but never thought to do it with the leaves. So it makes them a little bit more realistic looking. Right, so just pop one under there, and then we'll pop this one on here, just to make that like double.
Beautiful.
And then we'll just add a little bit of the green moss, I think, just because we can, under there. And I did pop the sentiment on as well.
Terrific.
Dave, yeah.
Now, we literally have got about 2 minutes left, but I think you'll agree that plaque looks lovely. And remember, if you do want the plaques, you're going to get 5 of them with the frames as well for $9.99. You can use the frames separate to the plaque if you want to.
Oh, yes, definitely, yeah.
You've got actually 10 elements in total, and those are all the shapes that you're going to be getting. for $9.99, and that's not a mistake. It's not a choice of. You get all 5 of those sets. Now, the wardrobe.
Oh, here it is.
Now this.
Let's make some room.
how to display this and how to talk about it. Basically, what you've got here, it's an MDF wardrobe, so it's there for you to decorate, paint, paper, whatever you want to do with it. But this basically becomes a mini wardrobe with hangers and these plastic wallets that you can hang all of your dies in, or cardstock in, or pads, or whatever you want. How many do you get? You get quite a few. This is what it looks like when it's made up, isn't it?
10 of each of those, 10 of each size, I believe. But the hangers as well, what we do with those, we had the wallets made specially so you flappies on the end. Put your stamp or whatever you want into there,
So you get
your different sizes,
10
and
wallets.
that will hang on your, I'm not sure if it's that one or it's one of these, I think.
You get 10 wallets in each size, so 30
Yep.
wallets. You then get the corresponding hangers as well
Yep.
for each one of them, and it looks amazing. I mean, you can leave it MDF, or you can cover it, paint it, coat it with paper or whatever. If you look at that picture again, this shows you exactly what it becomes. And you can spend thousands of pounds on storage. Nothing wrong with that. The units that cost thousands are lovely. But look, this is just $69.99, and we have it on split pay. So that's 3 split payments of just $23.33. You'll have fun building it. Get your go-to glue as well, because that's the perfect glue to use on your MDF, amongst other things. And then you've got, what a clever idea to use
I was
hangers, the
just
hanger
thinking,
system.
Dave, I didn't think it was the double one. I thought it was just one, the bottom one, because I've got this at home with the drawers in the centre as well. So, you know, amazing.
$69.99,
Yeah.
3 split payments of $23.33. And again, hats off to Jimmy, who cuts all the MDF and comes up with these fantastic ideas. Yeah, and you'll have fun putting it together. And of course, it's got a practical use at the end of the day. WB2701. WB2701 is your item number. And don't forget, today is the first day that Carol and Hayley brought us a card collection from the Dreemees. You've loved it. Is it going to sell out? It's getting quite close to it now, down to single figure stock, so it could potentially sell out any minute now. You get all of these beautiful printed papers, printed toppers, sentiments, and your A4 cardstock as well. We worked out to about 140 sheets, didn't we? 148 sheets?
Yeah, I think we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for your company. We've got the launch of the Gemini Junior on the way next. That's going to be another busy show. And Hayley's back with another collection
Yep.
at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see you with Crafter's Companion in a couple of ticks.
I almost forgot. We've got a brand new show starting on Hobby Maker, Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. until 8 a.m, featuring loads of new things. The Early Bird Special, a special offer only available during the Wake Up to Hobby Maker show. Who the Hobby Maker Are You? A slightly extended interview with our guest designers, Help Me Hobby Maker, encouraging you to email in with all of your crafting queries, and a sneak peek, the final 20 minutes of the show, letting you know what's coming up later on in the day. So don't forget to join us. Set your alarms 6 a.m. until 8 a.m. on Hobby Maker. I think I'll get 5 more Zeds in.
Here at Hobby Maker, we want your shopping experience to be as simple as possible. That's why you can buy as many items as you like all day and only pay one postage and packaging fee. It doesn't matter what weight, size or quantity of your order or how many times you check out that day, you still will only be charged one P&P. Shopping made simple with Hobby Maker.
Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
Hi, I'm Sarah Davies and I'm the founder of Crafters Companion. Also, one of my hobbies that I do in my spare time is a little bit of investing in other businesses, so you might recognise me as one of the dragons on Dragon's Den. I started Crafters Companion back in my university bedroom when I was just turned 21, and we design and develop and bring to market products for the papercraft community. So everyone who's into card making, I'd like to think that we are at the cutting edge of all the latest trends, the fabulous designs are out there, and we are researching the market, making the products that customers really want and need, and then bringing them to market, not here in the UK, but all over the world. So for me, Hobby Maker is so different to any other craft shopping channel I've ever worked with from anywhere in the world. The fact that you can do the falling price auctions, the fact that you can have the fixed price shipping for the day, the fact that all of your call centres are based here in the UK and you can offer an elevated customer experience is really all the things that really I know matter to our customers. So for you to be able to offer all of this and give me a platform as a manufacturer of amazing craft products to bring them to the UK market, I just feel like it's a match made in heaven.
There she is, the lovely Sarah Davis, and here is the lovely Jan from Crafters Companion as well. We've got Jan for 3 shows today. The first show, wow, that was busy with the magazine, and we're expecting a similar reaction to this, because this is the first time officially that we've actually had this machine available here at Hobby Maker. I know Craig,
hijacked a few, didn't they?
He gave you a little sneak peek and a chance to buy it on Thursday evening, and lots of you did. But this is the official launch of the Gemini Junior. Jan, this still packs a punch. It's got the same pressure, the same power as the bigger machine.
Absolutely, yeah. It's exactly the same technology. The only thing is that it's slightly smaller in size. You've still got the same amount of pressure.
Yep.
You've got all the features that you may be familiar with the original larger Gemini. It's got a smaller mouth at the front, which we'll go into a bit more detail later. But the pressure in there, the rollers are still in the same position. You've still got them really close together, which allows that optimum pressure for cutting.
Now, the mouth is 6 inches wide. Now, go and have a look at your die collection and see just how many dies are below 6 inches in size. I bet you the vast majority of your dies will be 6 inches or under. So this is going to be a brilliant workhorse. You may prefer this to the larger machine.
It's a little bit more portable, so if you craft on the go, it's a better size for carrying around. It's slightly lighter than the larger one. I have the larger one in my craft room, and then I have the junior if I'm out and about. So yeah, when we launched this originally, Dave, I'm not so sure now, but when we launched it originally, we actually looked at all the dies in our collection at Crafters Companion, and over 85% of them would go through the junior. Now, obviously, we've launched a lot more collections since then, but I would still think you'd be looking at a good 75–80%.
Now, this price is phenomenal. It's $139.99, and it's on 4 split pays as well, which means you only have to pay, if you want to split the cost of it, $34.99 today plus your $3.95 P&P, or if you've already bought something today, it will be delivered for just $34.99 today. No P&P to worry about, you've already paid it. But it's not just the machine and the plates and a few extra accessories that you're going to be getting. Whenever you buy the Junior, you would get yourself a embossing folder. You get all your plates for your die cutting and your embossing. You'd get some dies over there as well as like a thank you and welcome gift from Crafters Companion. So these here would normally come with the machine. So everything on the top shelf is what you'd normally expect to get. A tag die, a heart die, that beautiful, beautiful, ornate, almost like an envelope flap die.
It looks great if you're making envelopes, to cut that out. But yeah, that's an edgeable one again. So little tasters for you to try with the machine. A little bit like we did earlier with the magazine, where you're getting a little go, try and die cutting, try and emboss it. It's a 3D embossing folder as well.
So that's what you'd expect to get for $139.99. But because we're Hobby Maker and because they're Crafters Companion, they're not happy with that. They want to give you something extra and something else. Everything on the second step here is a bonus. It's valued at £50. You've got the actual bag for your Gemini Junior plates, so they've got a place to live, that's what you put in there. You've got your mount board over there, and you've got your Centura Pearl in gorgeous red. Now the mount board, you might think, why do I need mount board? You're also getting down here this mixed media die. Now this mixed media die basically will go through much thicker material like mount board, and it's designed to turn everything that you run through it into a jigsaw puzzle.
Absolutely, yeah. So you could stamp, it could be a piece of pattern paper, it could be a photograph.
Yep.
Actually stick it all down, get it how you want it, run it through the die, make a jigsaw of it. How great would that be to give somebody in a nice little crafted gift box as a gift?
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
It could be a jigsaw maybe of a newborn baby or a new puppy or a new kitten in the family. Take the picture, put it on the mount board, glue it down, run that through. You've then instantly made a fantastic, is it a 10-piece jigsaw? I think it might be. Yeah, and then they can put it together. Send the pieces in the post. What a great thing to do. You even get your die to make a rosette there as well. That's included. And you get a 3D embossing folder. All of this, and you get your die brush and the mat as well. All of that has got a combined value of £50. We're giving it to you. We're not charging you for that at all. Crafters Companion are literally giving you that as a thank you. And if you take the £50 off the £139.99, you're looking at $89.99 for the machine.
That is an amazing price for the machine.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, amazing. We very, very rarely discount the machines, very rarely. But by being able to offer you all those extra sort of free gifts with it, like you said, it does change that price drastically.
Massively.
And to have that on split pay as well is amazing, isn't it?
It is the first time officially that we've had it on Hobby Maker. As I say, Craig did give you a little glimpse of it on Thursday. Lots of you bought it then. It's on its way if you did. If you want it today, though, if you want one of the machines that's much more portable, a little bit more lightweight as well, but still packs that punch, £139.99 on split pay with a £50 bonus. I've always loved that jigsaw die. And when I saw that as a freebie, basically from Crafters Companion, I couldn't believe it. And the mount board as well will give you the rigidity to make that jigsaw strong and personalise it. Yeah, whatever you want to send to a jigsaw, you now can, because you've got all of these extras. That's what's coming through the post if you order it today. And all we ask is for $34.99, the first split payment of 4. It is a market leader machine. Gemini machines, there are hundreds of thousands of them around the world. I think Sarah said to me once every 11 minutes someone buys a Gemini machine.
Yeah, there are an awful lot. The numbers got to the point where I couldn't even remember there were so many. I know originally we were quoting numbers that had sold, but yeah, there are so many crafters out there that already own them. But I know equally we've got new crafters coming every day. We've got new members coming to Hobby Maker. So being able to bring you this today and, you know, have this as part of your collection, second to none, and having that reverse feature on as well, which we'll talk about when we get to the demo area, just makes it more sort of usable.
Now, it may well be that you've already got a Gemini machine and you're not in the market for the machine. If you've got the large Gemini machine at home, you may have seen Jan and other demonstrators at Crafters Companion use the smaller Gemini Junior plates in the big machine, because basically they will sideways go through the machine and do the cut in half the time of the big plates. We've got replacement plates in the show today. They are also available, okay? So you can see them and you can order them. So if you want to go for not a machine, you don't need the machine, okay, but if you want to go for the plates that will go through sideways the big Gemini or frontways in the Gemini Junior, we've got the plain plastic plates. You need to go to the pre-order section to see them on our website, which is pretty obvious to find. You've got, they're all being sold separately, so you've got your magnetic shim, you've got your metallic, you've got your plastic shims, of course, that you need for your die cutting, you've got your rubberized embossing shim as well. You buy what you need, you may only want 2 of the clear plastics.
Yep. We'll go through all that. We'll go through the plates in more detail for anybody that hasn't seen them before.
Okay, so there is the code if you want it. It's QD2049, QD2049. That will get you, for my mind and for my money, the deal of the day. $139 for the eagerly awaited Gemini Junior. It's the first time we've actually been able to offer it to you here at Hobby Maker. We've had the big Gemini for quite some time, for a couple of months, but this is its inaugural official launch with the £50 bonus. And it's not things that you'll just put in a drawer and never use. It's things that you'll reach for and use again and again and again. I've always loved that fantastic jigsaw die. That's in there. That's a multimedia die, so it's deeper, it's thicker than any other dies. Will cut through mount board and hardboard. You've got that included too. You've got the die cleaning brush, which you see lots of demonstrators use. It's all there. The whole lot, the whole bundle will be delivered for $34.99, your first split payment of 4, or if you'd rather pay in full, you can of course do that now. And you can order it on the phones, you can order it on the website, however you wish. 0800 001 4433 will get you through to our UK call centre. It's upstairs here in this building, and they're having a busy day today as well. And also you can order it on the website, which is hobbymaker.co.uk, and be the proud owner of the Gemini Junior. Okay, Jan.
Right, so what I thought we would do then is sort of put it through its paces. So if you're not familiar with the Gemini as a die cutting and embossing machine, we'll have a look at it sort of in detail. And it does exactly the same as what our larger Gemini does. So you might think, well, why do I need both? You'd be surprised. A lot of our customers have got multiple machines. It depends what you're working on. So if you've got a project that would fit in that 6 by 9 inch parameters of your plates, then why wait for 18 seconds? You know, if you're anything like me, very impatient, pop this one through, takes half the time, and you've just got that space there to work with. Now, we said there is a large percentage. If you go through all your dies at home, a very large percentage of them will fit through that platform. So just for the benefit of anybody that hasn't seen the Gemini before, we'll have a look at the machine itself first. So we've actually got slightly smaller in size, but we've got the same amount of pressure. So the actual construction of the machine is exactly the same. All we've done is reduce the size of the casing. The reason we did this was by public request, by a customer request. We launched the original Gemini first that you've already seen at Hobby Maker, but we did get requests from customers for a slightly smaller machine. So it is a little bit lighter. It is a bit more portable. If you like to go out crafting, if you want to be crafting, for example, at your caravan, or if you've got a holiday home or anything like that, it's just a little bit more manageable than the larger machine. And like we said, there is such a large percentage of dies that go through it, you're absolutely set up. So, like Dave said, 6 inches across the mouth on this one. So our plates would go in a portrait fashion in this one, just like they do in the larger Gemini, but obviously you've got the slightly reduced size there. It also comes with that same system on the top here. So we've got our power button. So when I press that one, it lights up. And of course it's purple. It had to be purple, didn't it? And then we've also got the central button, which has got a play and pause function on it. And I'll show you all this when we put the plates through. And we've got the reverse button. Okay, so the reverse allows you to pause the motor in the machine and reverse your plates back out of the front instead of them going all the way through. Now, again, that's got its own sort of benefits. If you've not got a lot of space in your craft room and your machine is close to a wall, by being able to reverse it means you can bring them back out of the front and not worry about the space behind. If you're maybe, you know, sort of not able to reach across, you know, you may be sort of, I know a lot of our older crafters struggle with their hands and things like that. Again, being able to reverse it means it's just going to literally give you the plates back. You've not got to be reaching over, finding them from the back, worrying about them falling off something at the back. It just reverses it to you. So what I'm going to do to start off with is just do some basic die cutting and embossing to show you sort of the basics of the machine. Now, it does come with an instruction book, and part of the instruction book is detailed into a section on die cutting metal dies, a section on embossing, what we call a 2D folder, which is the flat emboss. Sounds silly when you say a flat embossing folder, but the thinner ones, and also a section on how to do the 3D embossing. So I'm going to do those 3 things first and let you have a look at it in action. So all I've done is just grab some dies out of my stash. We've not necessarily got all of them on the show, but I just wanted to show you some that had got a little bit of detail in them. So the first one's just one of our nesting dies, and all I'm going to do is take the largest one off there. I've got some various cardstocks. This is just a piece of Miri card. We've actually got, I think we've got the luxury cardstock on the show. So we do 5 sets of our luxury cardstock, which has got the Miri card in, a satin Miri card, and a glitter card, a coated glitter card in. So these are just pieces from here. Okay. Now, in your box with your machine, you will get a selection of the plates, and I'm going to go through these with you first before we start die cutting. So we've actually got 2 clear cutting plates. Now, one of mine looks slightly frosted, but that's because this one's been in use a little while. They're beautifully clear when they first come to to you. You can see that there. Now, I don't think these are in stock at the moment. We've not got these for sale as singles at the moment, but they will be coming back. They do come in your box with your Gemini, so you will get all the plates that you need to work the Gemini in your box. But if you're wanting to buy additional plates, for example, if you were one of our new customers that bought the large Gemini earlier on in the year, you might want to treat yourself to a set of these. We are just waiting on the clear ones coming back into stock. They will be back in shortly. So you will receive 2 of those. And these, when I was teaching, I always referred to it as a sandwich. If you think of the 2 clear cutting plates as your slices of bread, and then everything else goes in between these 2. So these are the 2 outside ones. And then you also get what we call a plastic frosted shim. All right, if I hold that one up there for you. All right, all the same size. And we get a magnetic shim, which is great for holding your dies on. All right, positioning. If you've got a die that's maybe got an outside cutting area, you want to make sure that it's all positioned right, or if you're maybe spelling a word and you're using individual alphabet dies like that, these are great for lining your dies up on, and then you would just invert your card over the top there. And it's got all the grid on it. On the other side, we've got some of the common sizings on there, so really useful little tool for lining things up, as well as the sandwich itself. And then the 2 sort of extras that I call them, because these are not used all the time. We've got the metal cutting plate, the metal shim, all right, and I'll explain a little later on when this one comes into use, because this one's only used on certain occasions. And then we've also got the rubber embossing mat, which literally is like a little silicone embossing mat. And again, this one's only used on certain occasions. So I'll talk you through all this as we go through the die cutting. Okay. So to start out with, if you've ordered this and you've got your instruction book in front of you, your guide, it'll always start out with cutting a thin metal die. And what I mean by thin metal is just any ordinary die, whether it be a Crafter's Companion brand or whether it be any other brand out there. It doesn't have to be one of our own dies. You can cut any thin metal dies in here, as opposed to, like Dave was talking about, the jigsaw die, which is a multimedia die, which is much thicker. And I may just have to pinch that one in a little while, Dave, and we'll have a look at it, because I've not got that one at home. So we'll have a look at that in more detail. So in order to die cut then, we're going to need both our clear plates, and we're going to need the frosted shim and the magnetic shim. Okay. So in your booklet, it will ask you to pop the frosted shim on top of one of your cutting plates, okay, and your metal shim, your magnetic shim on top of here. And then it asks you to place the flat side of the die onto your plate. And I'm going to pop it right in the middle here. I'm going to use the grid and get it right in the middle. Okay, and then you invert your card. So the pretty side of the card that you want to be the detail is going to go over the top. Now, just to stop that moving around, I'm just going to pop a little piece of tape and just pop it onto here so that it doesn't slide. And then the last plate, remember the slice of bread to finish your sandwich off, is going to be that top clear cutting plate, and that's all good to go now.
That's pretty
so pick
easy
them
to
all
remember,
up
though,
together.
isn't it?
It is fairly easy to remember. If you remember the 2 clear ones go on the top and the bottom, I'm going to show you a different way of doing this as well, because you'll often see us working this way round, all right, and I'll explain the reasons for that as we go along. So again, just enter it into the mouth of the machine, and inside here are 2 optical sensors, so it needs to go far enough in and you'll hear it trigger the motor there. So just that little bit further and it'll take it from you, and that's all you need to do.
So much better than turning a handle.
9 seconds. I can remember my old machine cranking it, shimming it up because it had a dead spot on it, you know, and sort of, oh yeah, it used to drive me crazy. Now, you will get what I call scarring. You can just see there where it's got an imprint of the die. That is normal. Don't worry if it does that in your machine. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I think I've done something wrong because it's cut into my cutting plate. That is what the job of this one's for. So you will get scarring on here, but we do recommend that you use both sides, and we do recommend that you turn it and don't always die cut in the same place.
It's even wet.
A little bit of housekeeping for longevity, because these are a consumable. One of the questions I get asked a lot is how long will the plates last? And it's not an easy question to answer. If you craft as much as I do, I have to renew mine fairly frequently, but if you're just maybe a weekend crafter, they will last you a lot longer. But just that turning them, rotating them, using all the surface area will help keep these in good shape. So when we take this off here now, if I take away the piece with the tape on, and just lift this off. All right, we've got our die cut at the ready. And then I'm just going to bring in, because this is part of your free bundle. Yes. Now, it doesn't come in the box. I tend to keep mine. It's just an A5 storage box that I pop mine in, but you've got your die brush and your foam. So in here, I just keep it in here because it collects all the bits and I don't like all the confetti everywhere. So what I'm going to do then is pop this onto that foam, and then I'm literally just going to run my die brush over the top of the die.
So the bristles go in the little holes?
That's right, and poke some of those pieces out for us.
It cleans your die for you, saves you so much time.
So you can see there where some of them have started to come out. Yeah. And then the good old pokey tool, just to use, you'll find on your dies there's always some holes that are what I call release holes. So literally that's just made that come away from the die. Now there are still some pieces in there, but if you have a look, I think we've got pretty much all of those out of the die there.
And there's no sweet spots or hot spots or anything like that. It's even pressure, no matter how big the die is, provided it's no bigger than 6 inches wide. Look at that.
And you can cut more than one. So I might have had 2 of these and they would actually fit like so. I could have put both of those through at the same time. So don't think you can only do one item at a time. But that's got all that filigree work on there. It's cut beautifully with just one pass, 9 seconds through that machine. And that's just a basic thin metal die.
I'm just wondering how many of you at home now are going through your die collection thinking, okay, that's under 6 inches, that's under 6 inches.
Yep.
Yeah, we worked out, or Crafters Companion did, around about 85% of the dies that Crafters Companion manufacture will go through the Gemini Junior. So it's not a tiny machine, it's smaller than the large one, but it still packs a punch, and we reckon the majority of your dies will go through here without any trouble at all. And of course the price is phenomenal. $139.99. You'd only normally get a couple of dies and your plates for that and the machine, but today you're going to get the second step down. Worth £50. You've got the jigsaw die, you've got the hardboard, you've got the Centura Pearl in that gorgeous cherry red, a 3D embossing folder, and also you've got your die cleaning brush and even the little bag to put your plates in as well to keep them all nice and neat and tidy. The whole thing for $139.99, and we got it on 4 split payments, remember. That is $34.99 to spend today. That's all you have to give us. If you've already bought something, you've already paid your £3.95 postage. Otherwise, it's $34.99 plus the $3.95. Now, we have got the other plates for you in the show as well. We haven't got the actual acrylic cutting plates. They're not in stock, but we do have all the other plates, and you can find those if you have a little look on our website as well. And also, we've got the caddy, which can fit on the side. That's a storage solution and a tape dispenser. That's also on the website too if you have a little look. But the actual deal is QD2049. You've seen it in action, more demos on the way, but order yours now.
Here at Hobbymaker, we want your shopping experience to be as simple as possible. That's why you can buy as many items as you like all day and only pay one postage and packaging fee. It doesn't matter what weight, size or quantity of your order or how many times you check out that day, you still will only be charged one P&P. Shopping made simple with Hobbymaker.
Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk. Okay, yes, it's Hobbymaker on a Saturday afternoon, and the Gemini Junior is the star of our afternoon at the moment. It's brand new. It's been out as a machine for a little while, but brand new to us at Hobbymaker, and I know Craig gave you a little tease of it on Thursday. Now, the deal today, remember, is phenomenal with that £50 extra goodie bundle attached to the machine. But we've also got some accessories which you may well be interested in. Now, this caddy is sheer genius, because this is designed to actually fit underneath the Gemini Junior. Will it fit the larger machine as well?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it will, yeah. I was just going to say, if you want to pop it over, I'll put it on here, Dave.
OK.
We'll have a look
I'll just show you around it first, if I could, because you've actually got a tape dispenser in there, which is genius. So if you ever lose your low-tack tape or whatever it might be, you'll always know where it is. That just fits in there, and you've got a serrated cutting blade there as well. But plenty of storage for everything that you need to have at your fingertips. And it literally stores underneath the feet of the Gemini Junior. I'll pass it over to Jan, and you can see exactly how it looks and how it works with the machine. So there we go.
Yep. So it's just literally, if I show you the underneath of the Gemini, you can see that underneath here we've got 3 feet at each side. So it doesn't matter which side you want it at, whether you want it away from you or next to you, but literally all we're going to do is pop this underneath and secure the feet inside it, and you've got, let me just move it off the glass mat. You've got that there secure now.
Perfect.
And you can pop, you know, all your tools in there. Literally, you've got them at a glance. And like you said, you've got the tape dispenser in there, and it will fit that large Gemini as well. So
It's
works
made
with
for
both
the
of
job.
them.
Brilliant idea.
Yep.
$29.99. If you've already got a Gemini Junior or a Gemini the large one, then treat yourself to that today. LT2095. We all need storage. We all love storage in our craft room. So this is a perfect addition to enhance your Gemini machine. There it is. Brilliantly made as well. Top quality. And you always know where everything is then, basically. LT2095, only $29.99 today. And that's, of course, available on the phones and on the website as well right now. And if you pop it in your basket, remember, if you've already bought something today, no P&P to think about. Otherwise, it's just $3.95 postage. LT2095 is your item number, LT2095. We have also got other plates in the show, and apologies we haven't got the cutting plates. I thought we did, but we don't. But we do have all the other plates available in the show as well. Now, the metal cutting plate, probably this is one that you'll need to change from time to time. The metal cutting plate's perfect for cutting fabric, isn't it?
Fabric and for more intricate dies, which actually I might do that one next to show you that in action, how that works differently to the one that we've just done.
Now, all the plates that we have got are £6.99, so obviously this is going to take quite a lot of wear and tear with the force of the machine, so maybe it's time for you to upgrade and get a new one. Just £6.99 for the metal one, PX2093. We've also got, of course, the... Cash, you can demo that for us. Can you do
yes,
that?
yeah, as I say, I've got that one here.
Okay.
Let's have a look at it in action.
Yeah.
I was going to go on to the embossing functions, but it would be useful to pop this one in. So again, we've got that same combination of plates, which is our die cutting combination. So the 2 clear ones, the plastic shim and the magnetic shim. Now what I'm going to do is bring that metal one in as well. And this is great if you've got something that's much more intricate. So if I take one of these out, this is one of our broderie anglaise dies. I don't know whether we've brought these down to you yet, Dave, or not. These are beautiful.
I haven't seen
but
that yet.
If you have a look at that die and just look at how many cutting points are on it, and what I mean by that is if you go from one side to the other, if I started counting these across here, you've got a fair old number of contact points where it's going to cut. Likewise, we've got even more across the long length. Now, the more cutting points there are, technically, the more work the machine needs to do. Now, as far as the Gemini is concerned, it just doesn't recognise that that's a more intricate die. The power is still there, the pressure is still there, it is unchanged, it's unrivaled. But what we tend to do to make this work a wee bit better is cut against that metal shim.
Right.
Now, the minute you've got metal against metal, if you think about using a guillotine that cuts metal against metal, it may be a nice pair of scissors, metal against metal, you're going to get that really good contact and cut, and that's where this comes in. So what we're going to do then is we're going to start out with that slice of bread again, that clear plate, and I'm just going to lay the metal one over the top. In fact, let me cut it first without, and I'll show you the difference.
Okay.
I'll show you why it's useful to have that one in. So let's just pop those plates together again. We had the clear one, the plastic shim, the magnetic one, the die. You can see that's a good die, the size of that compared to the plate. And then I've just got some gold card that I'm going to pop over the top again. And I'll show you what I mean by cutting it with and without, and you'll see what a difference that metal makes.
Okay.
All right, now because this has got so many different cutting edges, we're asking the machine to do a lot. Like I said, the pressure doesn't change, but it's got to cut so many different more points that we'll see how it copes. So let's just pass that through.
All right.
Just going to pop it in again, start that motor, let it make contact.
Like I said to you before, you probably haven't got many dies that are bigger than the die that Jan's putting through the machine now. So that's why this is a really good, very, very affordable investment for your craft room.
It always does this when you don't want it to. Look at that, that's cut fabulously. You know, when you want it not to cut properly, that's the testimony of your Gemini. Just looking at that there, we've got a really good contact with all those points. And I can tell just looking at it, if I hold you that up now, that it's actually cut all those points. Can you see those on there?
Yeah. So it's done that even without the metal shim?
Even without the metal shim, all right? Now, the idea of the metal shim, if for any reason you got a dead spot on here, which we were all used to with the old hand crank machines, maybe you'd got a little bit in the centre that wasn't quite cut as well as you would have liked. What we would do is pop the metal shim over the top. So my die is facing up this way, and we're going to pop the metal shim over the top, and then this one back on. Now, I would say just pass it through one more time, and I'm hoping that it doesn't move in my die now. And if you've got an area that hasn't quite cut, by adding that metal shim in and giving it A, the rigidity, and B, that metal against metal, you're going to get a much, much cleaner cut.
And also with fabrics like cotton and anything like that, felt, for example, you don't want frayed edges. That's what the metal is there to avoid. So lots of reasons why you need it, and we have got extras if you need it, just £6.99.
So again, if I just bring, this is invaluable, the die brush, and you think of all the bits in there. I know a lot of people like popping out the pieces in the dies, but in my world, life's too short. So again, just rubbing that die brush over the back. A, takes a lot of those pieces out for you already, and B, it helps to release the die from, the die cut from the die.
And the brush and the mat is included with your machine as part of that £50 extra bonus. You're getting that as well?
Yep, there's nothing worse than when you've gone to the trouble of doing something like this and you pull it out of the die and it snags it and spoils the design. But you can see now, look, we can just literally take those apart.
Oh, wow.
Your die is almost clean. So it helps clean the die out. You don't have to spend an age afterwards taking all the pieces out. But again, if we have a look at this one against that plate, there are a couple of bits that just need popping out at the bottom there. But again, cut absolutely beautifully.
Isn't that testimony to how good and how powerful this machine is, the Gemini Junior? If it can do that without the metal shim, wow. It really is a machine to be reckoned with. Now, we do have some other plates as well. So the metal plate is probably one that you will need to replace from time to time. We've also got, the rubber plate and we've got the plastic shim. Now, the plastic shim, is that just to give a little bit more pressure?
The plastic shim's just to build up the depth. Obviously, we need to have a certain depth for the pressure to work.
Yes.
If your sandwich is too thin, it will literally just pass through. If I don't put all the shims in, if I just pop these two, it will literally just pass straight through.
Right.
So you need enough for it to grip, for it to allow to put that pressure on it,
Okay.
So the plastic one and the magnetic one are just like building up the right depth for it to be the optimum cut.
Okay, well, if you need another one of the plastic ones, £6.99, that's LT2080, that's LT2080. The magnetic one, over here, which is what you put your dies onto with all the markings. If you need another one of those, we have that available as well. These are all the mats are £6.99, and they're all on the website right now for you. Maybe you've had an accident with one, maybe you've accidentally cut into it, which sometimes can happen if you get the die around the wrong way. There's a new one of those for you, pristine and spotless. LX2032 is the item number for a new magnetic shim. And then the rubber embossing mat as well. Again, if you've ever had an issue with it, maybe you've actually cut into it by mistake or whatever, or maybe it's looking really grubby, you just want to treat yourself to a new one. JK2068 for the rubber, and that is, again, £6.99 for a new one of those. Very floppy and very rubbery for your embossing. There you go. So that's available too. So all the plates are available, and hopefully soon we'll have the cutting plates available for you.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm afraid they're not available. They're out of stock. And we've also got, of course, the plate bag, the plate storage. So this could be used for anything, actually. It doesn't have to be for your plates, but it's the perfect size to put them in, 6x9. But you can also use it as like a pen case if you wanted to.
Yep, or if you wanted to take a certain collection of dies with you, they'd fit in there nicely. There's all sorts of uses for it. I've got about 3 of these.
Okay, it's only £5.99 too. And you've got a zipper on the front, zipper on the top,
Yep.
and in, of course, Gemini colours and Crafter's Companion colours. And don't forget that storage unit, that's brilliant. And we've also, for those of you that actually have possibly invested in double-sided dies. This is something that Crafter's Companion pioneered actually a little while ago. If you need a new one of these, this is the actual cutting plate you need for double-sided dies, okay? I know not everyone has got them yet, but I know a lot of you possibly have bought them from Crafter's Companion. This is the plate you need that will, you put the die both sides, don't you, basically?
Yeah, essentially your die has actually got a cutting side on both sides of the metal.
Yeah.
So if we did that with this combination, it's going to cut straight into your magnetic shim and you'll have a lovely magnetic fridge magnet, basically. So by using the double-sided ones, we remove these two and you put the two double-sided ones inside your sandwich. So basically the die is sandwiched between the two double-sided plates, which are special plates, and then you pop the two slices of bread around the outside again to make your sandwich.
Okay.
And that allows the die to go against one of those on each side, so you're not going to damage anything else in your kit.
So we have that available right now for $12.99 QA2015 for your double-sided plates. Okay, now, it's all about the Gemini Junior this afternoon. Remember, the launch is officially today. I know Craig, actually 10% of the entire stock went, just with a little mention or two from Craig on Thursday. So we came in with a lot less stock than we actually hoped we'd have. So the stock is going very, very fast. It's QD2049 if you want the actual machine itself. And if you order that product code, you'll get not only the machine and a few plates and a few dies to get you started, you'll also get a £50 extra goodie bag, think of it like that, with the jigsaw die, with the hard board to make your jigsaws, with the Centura Pearl cardstock, 3D embossing folder, the die brush and the mat, more dies, £50 worth of value. Everything on the second step is a bonus. You're not paying for it. You're getting one of those fantastic Gemini cases as well for your plates to keep them in pristine condition. The whole thing should be $189.99 because you're getting a £50 value in what's on step 2. You're getting the whole lot for $139.99 and on split pay, 4 interest-free split pays of just $34.99. Treat yourself to a machine that's going to make life easy for you and give you results. You're not going to be there full of fear and trepidation thinking, is this going to work or isn't it going to work? Is this going to cut or isn't it going to cut? If you've got a machine that's got, you know, kind of soft spots and it's never doing the job properly, treat yourself to an automatic electronic machine that's got a pedigree, that's got a history. I think it's in the region of 250,000 machines globally sold. 1 every 11 minutes, Sarah said to me, is being sold somewhere. So are you a statistic? Are you one of those people that now 11 minutes in is choosing to buy this today? Order it today. It'll be delivered in the next few days, and it just does it. It does what it says on the box.
Just makes it effortless. It really does. You don't have to worry anymore about, is like you said, is it going to cut? Is it not? The reason we popped it on Craig's show on Thursday was because he had the Gemini foil press, and these were actually, the foil press was developed to work specifically with the Gemini Junior. Now there is an adapter for it to work with the larger Gemini, but when our Leanne did all the product, you know, sort of originally, it was actually designed to go with the Junior. So the plate comes off the foil press. If you watch Craig, if not, have a look back, you'll see that the plate comes off the foil press, goes straight through the mouth of the Junior without any effort. So if you bought the foil press on Thursday from our Craig, but you weren't sure about this, we've got it back again for you today at that same price. As I say, it does work with the larger one. There is an adapter plate that you need for the foil press with the larger one, but they work hand in hand. And there are, when this was designed, even though the Geminis came out well before the foil press, it was all in the great plan, and both of these have got the heat sensors in, so it won't do any harm, the fact that the foil plate is warm when it goes through the Gemini.
Well, to be fair, although we don't have the foil press on the show today, if you go to our website, hobbymaker.co.uk, and go to the Crafter's Companion brand section there, the brand shop, you'll find the foil press there. You can order this and that at the same time, and they'll be delivered for you straight away. So how about that?
Now, the reason we call it, the reason it got its name, actually, the Gemini name, is because it is a twin function machine. And for any of you that follow the horoscopes, you'll know that Gemini are the twins. So that's where its name arrived from. And it is a dual function machine. So it doesn't just cut, you've got that embossing feature. Now, that might be embossing a die cut, or more traditionally, it would be embossing using embossing folders. Now, I've got 2 different ones to show you here, specifically because they use 2 different plate combinations. Now, if I show you these to the camera, you can see what I call a normal embossing folder there, which is quite thin. And if I put the 3D one at the side of it, you'll see there's a big difference in the thickness of the plastic. So because of that, we need to adjust the plates accordingly. If I tried to put this through with all my plates that I've been using for the thin metal die, the machine has got another sensor in there that says, not today, thank you. And it will pause it and it will reverse your plates back out. So if it does that, and same applies with the large Gemini, it means that something's not right here. It can't cope with that depth. If you look at these two here, you've got about the same as the embossing folder.
Yeah.
If I turn the, where are we? There we go, look. So we need to remove these two. If you're going to put the embossing folder in, we need to remove your plastic shim and your magnetic shim out of the equation. So again, I've got some cardstock to go in here, and this is just one I've grabbed out of my stash. It's an older one. Just cut some cardstock down to fit inside. I've put the pretty side of the card facing up towards the detail, and literally all I need for this are my 2 clear cutting plates. So that's all I need, because the depth of that embossing folder is equal to the plates that we took out, the shims that we took out.
Gotcha.
And again, I'm just going to pop it in. I always like to pop it in hinge first. So the hinge on my embossing folder is at this end. And I always prefer to pop that in first, because that's the sealed end of the folder.
And you do
again,
get full...
if for any reason your phone rang or somebody knocked at the door, just pressing that central button stops the motor. Just stops it, and you can leave it like that for as long as you need to. It won't suddenly reactivate in 10 seconds or anything like that. It won't reactivate until you depress that button again. Or alternatively, if you want to reverse it out, you press the reverse one. Now, if I do that now, we're only going to have embossed half of it. So what I'm going to do is depress that play button again, and it'll carry on travelling through as it was before.
You do get an instruction book in the box as well that shows you all the plate formations. You have to remember it from Jan.
So again, if we open this one up now, you can see that piece of plain cardstock has suddenly been transformed into that gorgeous embossed detail. Okay.
Stunning.
So that was just the 2D. So with a 2D embossing folder, your embossed feature is all the same level. So it's raised to the detail, but it's all the same level. So then I'm just going to quickly pop the 3D one through, which is much thicker. Now, again, going back to that plate combination, if I put that thicker folder between these two, we've all of a sudden made this deeper than it needs to be. You're going to struggle. If there's any resistance whatsoever when you're putting your plates in, please stop, because it means something's wrong. So again, we have to amend those plates. So this time I'm going to bring the 2 shims back in, and I'm going to start off with my base plate. So the clear one always goes at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the magnetic one just as a shim, so a depth to help build it up. And then again, we'll pop some cardstock in that 3D folder. And again, these are just ones that I've grabbed from my stash. That goes on top, and this time you use your plastic shim. Now, this is the only time, this is what I call an open sandwich. This is the only time that we don't add that last clear cutting plate. And I'm just going to pass this one through as it is. Now, like Dave says, this is all detailed with pictures and words in your guide, which comes with the machine, so you don't have to remember it all.
And like you said, Jan, if you get the plate sandwich wrong, the machine knows it and will actually return it to you. So very rarely does anything happen to a Gemini machine. But if you do have a problem with it, they do repair them in the UK.
They do, yeah. We've got a chap works in our warehouse, and that's his job. He looks after all our Geminis. They come with a 12-month warranty. So if there's anything happens in that first 12 months, you just ring our customer services and they will look after you perfectly. All right, so yeah, it is. And it's sort of, I mean, I've had mine. My original Gemini is the one that I bought originally when they first launched, which is about 5-6 years ago now.
Still going strong.
And it's still going strong. And I use it a lot, obviously, for prep for TV. So again, when we open this one, you've still got that beautiful embossed detail on there. But the 3D element gives you different layers of embossing. So you can see in the background, you've got that detail that's a little bit flatter. And then where you've got those beautiful peonies, it is properly sculpted in there. And if I just flick it round, you can sometimes see the back there, how deep that emboss feature is on there. So that's the difference between the 2D and the 3D. And in your instruction book, there will be a section for each of them explaining which plate combination we need there, yeah?
Brilliant. Now, remember, today is the day of the official launch of this machine here at Hobbymaker. We've majored on the big machine for quite some time, but we were able to bring in the junior, and I know Craig gave you a little tease of it on Thursday night. Remember, the actual machine itself is a 6-inch mouth. Have a little look at your dies and see just how many dies can go through a mouth of that size. We reckon probably 85, maybe even 90% of your dies will go through that machine, no trouble at all. So is this the one for you, the Gemini Junior? Remember today, if I just walk back over to it, I can show you. Today you're not getting just the machine and the plates and a few dies to get you started. You're also going to get a £50 value of extras that Crafters Companion have put in to this particular offer, which is exceptional. And this is one of my favourite dies of all time. And as soon as I saw it today, I just thought, wow, and this is a freebie, you're getting this for nothing. This is basically a jigsaw puzzle die. It's a multimedia or mixed media die, which means it's slightly thicker than the thin metal dies, and it will cut through fabrics, it will cut through hard boards, much thicker materials. And the idea is that you can now make your very own personalised puzzles, whether it's puzzles out of photographs that you've taken that you've actually stuck onto the hardboard. You're going to get hardboard included. I think you get 10 sheets of that. You're going to get your Centura pearl as well in that beautiful red. You've got this beautiful rosette die, so now you can make your own rosettes for your cards. 3D embossing folder that we were just talking about. You've got your die cleaning brush and mat, and you've got your carry case and protective case for your plates for the machine. All of that you wouldn't normally get for $139.99, but because it's the launch today and Crafters Companion and us, we're like that, we're good friends, they've said, okay, have a £50 bundle as an extra bonus. So it's like you should be paying $189.99 for it, but you're not, you're paying $139.99. Or take off the £50 value, it's like the machine's only costing you less than £90 because you've got a £50 bonus. Unbelievable value for money, and it's an unbelievable machine. 250,000 approximately machines sold globally. This is the official launch show today, and you can order it on the free phone number, and you can also order it, of course, on our website as well. So basically, if you would like it, that's what's going to be in the post to you, and you should get it in the next few days. That's QD2049. That's the item number, QD2049. Let the machine do the work. With a pedigree and a heritage that Gemini has got, with so many machines sold globally, you're in good hands. You really, really are. Okay, so that is what you get. A lot more than you'd normally expect to get for that price. And it's on split pay too. Don't forget to remind you of that. 4 split pays of just £34.99. Now, I've got some 3D embossing folders. Now, let me just go over and show you these, because have a little look at this. You've got the gossamer lace, you've got the peony bouquet, and you've got the vintage scroll as well. Now, all 3 of these, I believe, are a bundle. Is that right? Yeah, so you get all 3 of them. And just like Jan showed you a few minutes ago, the depth of emboss that you get from these is absolutely a game changer. I remember when 3D embossing folders first came out, I just couldn't believe the difference it made to embossing. £20.97. That's the price at the moment. It's TS2069. TS2069. Now they are $6.99 on their own, so yeah, you'd be looking at £20.97. But not today. We've done a deal. When you see the arrows, you see a falling price, $6.99 each, but we're doing both of them for you today for $14.99.
That is actually that peony one that I've just used, Dave, that's in that bundle. That is that 3D one that we've just passed through the machine there.
That one there?
Yep.
How beautiful is that? But it's amazing, the difference of 3D.
Yeah, the 3D, once you've used a 3D folder, you very rarely go back to the original ones, because it's just sculpted rather than just a raised emboss.
Well, you're basically getting almost one for nothing here if you buy them from us today at this deal. TS2069 is the product code, $14.99 is your price for 3 3D embossing folders, and they will go through any die-cutting machine, not just the Gemini.
They will, yes. Any machine that you've got out there, including if you've still got a hand crank machine, they will work in those as well.
Yeah.
It's just that, use the plate combinations that your guide suggests. It doesn't have to be an electronic one, but obviously that just makes life so much easier.
Superb. $14.99 TS2069. That's the product code. Now, remember, if you are an owner of a bigger Gemini machine, There you can see the difference between the Junior and the full-size large one. If you have got the Gemini Junior cutting plates, yes, you can use them sideways in the big machine.
Yes, we'll do that. We'll do that on this one. What I'll do is I'll unplug my Junior for a second, and I've just got another demo to show you, but we'll actually pass it through here. So all I've done is, it's the same cable, so I've just literally changed the cable in the background, prop my power back on, and we'll actually use this one for the next demo, because what I want to do now, can you see what I'm doing? Let me just pop that one over there for a second. What I've done is I've got a selection of different textures, and we're going to load, like I said, you could use the whole area. It doesn't have to be just one element in the middle. So I'm going to try and fit as much on here as I can. So I've got a couple of pieces of design paper and a couple of pieces of vellum. So we're literally, I put my metal shim in because I want that extra contact on there. So we're going to put, and these are just, I've just grabbed a handful of dies out of my stash at home. I've got some layers of just cotton. All right, so we'll put them on there as well, and we'll put another one on there.
Is that multiple layers?
That's multiple layers. We'll see how many there are. I've got a couple of layers of felt.
Yep.
We'll actually pop that one on as well. See what we can fit on. I was going to try and fit, I think we're struggling to fit all the space on now, but let's do these first.
So maybe you're thinking now, quilting, applique?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put the same combination on. I've just put the metal shim in for that bite, but I'm still going to put the same combination. So I've still got that shim, that magnetic, and then my top one. Now, if you're using these plates with your larger Gemini, all we need to do, rather than bring them through portrait, is turn it landscape, and they just happen to be the right size to pass through this one.
And I know lots of you have got more than one die cutting machine. So maybe you've got the large Gemini and you're buying the Gemini Junior today. They're going to work in harmony with each other, aren't they?
Right, now then, this is a great opportunity to show you that there's something in there it doesn't like.
Right.
So the sensors have picked it up straight away, and it's literally gone into reverse mode and passed me these back out. So I've obviously loaded it up a little bit too much in one place.
But it shows
So let's just have a look at which
safety
ones.
feature.
Yeah, I think it was the felt it didn't like. It's not cut the felt. But if we go through to the fabric, let's have a look. We've got, yeah, it's not cut through those because I've got them. We've got the paper one cut on there. We've got the paper layers. Yeah, I just need to, it's because I'd loaded all the different ones on there. Let me just pop that through again.
Too many layers, maybe.
Yeah, take those layers out. I was asking it to do a little bit too much. I must admit, I'd got about eight or so different layers on there altogether. So again, we'll just pop that back in. Okay, and we'll just put one layer of the felt in there. Okay, and we'll pop those on again.
Well, at least you've shown the feature that we were talking about.
Yeah, so sometimes when you want it to do something, it doesn't. But you can see there straight away, if ever that happens, it means it doesn't like something in here. It was either too thick for it to apply that pressure without damaging something. So you've got that insurance policy that it will literally spit it back out again. So let's just try with those ones. It might be because I've turned the plates round onto the... Oh, we're okay this time.
Likes it now.
Yeah. So you can see it's taken it straight through this time. So if ever that happens, it's just basically saying, have a look at what you've put in there. There might just be something that there was a little bit too thick. So again, let's take these off this time. And you can see now we've cut, without a doubt, we've got our layers of design paper. It did cut through the vellum originally. We've got our layers of cotton there, look, just literally without any problem on there. 1, 2... Not quite through the third one on there, but part of that is because I've turned it horizontally through that bigger Gemini.
But also, that's a thin metal die.
Yes, it is. You know, it's not a multimedia die. I have actually got the multimedia one, just to finish off with for you. Let me just squeeze all those bits out of the way. So again, I'm going to leave that metal shim in place because I want that contact. And again, this is just one out of my stash with a piece of mount board. Now, this is cream. The one that we've got on the show today, I think it's all white in that one. There are 10 sheets of white, but much thicker than cardstock. So again, we're going to pop that one on. Now, again, in your instruction book, it will give you the instructions for slightly, because the mount board is thicker and because the die is a little bit more chunky. You'll find that a multimedia die, sometimes they're referred to as deep dish dies because the cutting edge is deeper. So because we've increased the depth here, we need to decrease the depth with our shim. So I'm going to take out the magnetic shim this time and just use my plastic shim, okay? And again, we'll stick with that big Gemini, seeing as I've got that one out. And again, just offer it in. You'll hear, if it doesn't take it, you can hear the motor. It just means that you've not popped it far enough. Just push it a little bit further and you'll feel it take it from you, and then you can just let go. So when that one comes through this time, we've actually cut through the mount board there, and we've got embellishments that we can use.
So that heart die is like the jigsaw die you're getting with your Junior today.
Yeah, I didn't have that one in my stash, otherwise I'd have brought that one with you to show you. But yeah, again, you know, really sort of quite substantial. If you like doing mixed media projects and things like that, the mount board comes into its own for embellishments on things like that. So yeah, so, and this, I've only skimmed the surface. I've still got a box full of stuff here that I was going to show you, but where does an hour go, Dave?
I know, it doesn't go very far, does it?
Where does it go? Yeah, that is literally just skimmed the surface of what these machines can do. So going through the basics that you will find in your instruction manual when you receive your machine.
Well, let me wander back and show you the main deal again, remind you why this is such a great time to buy the Gemini Junior. We've majored on the main big machine since we actually launched here at Hobbymaker. This is the official show launch today of the Gemini Junior. And rather than just giving you the machine for $139.99 with what you'd normally get, which will be these dies here, and this embossing folder, and your mats and everything, we're giving you everything on the second step as an added bonus, as an extra. And it just so happens, one of my favourite products of all time, the mixed media die down there for the jigsaw. Make your cards into jigsaws. Make your pictures of your family, your kids, your pets into jigsaws, and put the pieces in an envelope and send them in the post. Fantastic. You get that. You're going to get this here, which is your embossing, 3D embossing folder. That's your vintage scroll. You're also going to get the die that will allow you to cut and make these wonderful rosettes. You get your cherry Centura pearl, your hardboard there, which is what you can make your jigsaws out of. You get 10 sheets of that. You get the protective bag for the plates, and you also get your die cleaning brush as well, and the actual mat too. The whole thing should be $189.99 because that second step is worth £50. You're still paying what you should do just for the machine with all those extras, $139.99 for the Gemini Junior, and on 4 split payments, of $34.99. That's all you pay today plus your $3.95 P&P. And if you bought something already, you don't have to worry about that P&P. Jan, thank you ever so much. Brilliantly explained.
You're welcome.
See you at 5.
Absolutely, we need to put a plan together for the next show, don't we?
We do, absolutely.
Yep.
Coming up next, though, part 2 of the Dreemees, and you'll meet Hayley if you've not met her before.
I almost forgot. We've got a brand new show starting on Hobbymaker, Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. until 8 a.m, featuring loads of new things. The Early Bird Special, a special offer only available during the Wake Up to Hobbymaker show. Who the Hobbymaker Are You? A slightly extended interview with our guest designers, Help Me Hobbymaker, encouraging you to email in with all of your crafting queries, and a sneak peek, the final 20 minutes of the show, letting you know what's coming up later on in the day. So don't forget to join us. Set your alarms 6 a.m. until 8 a.m. on Hobbymaker. I think I'll get 5 more Zs in.
Here at Hobbymaker, we want your shopping experience to be as simple as possible. That's why you can buy as many items as you like all day and only pay one postage and packaging fee. It doesn't matter what weight, size or quantity of your order or how many times you check out that day, you still will only be charged one P&P. Shopping made simple with Hobbymaker.
call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
Let's do it. Gin. I love Australia, but Turkey. Cow Canning Turkey. I need to go back. It's my heartbeat. A cat. I love my cats. Sleep all day, get looked after, get fed, go to sleep again, get snuggles, go to sleep again, eat again. Cat. Never seen The Godfather. Night in, because I'm old. Pyjamas, big glass of gin, cats, husband, night in. Torn, Natalie and Bruglia.
You give us that one?
No, can't do it. I'm torn, I'm already. No, can't even do that again. I can't even do that. That's horrendous.
Here we are then, good afternoon. It's Hobby Maker on a Saturday. Hope you're having a lovely weekend, and it's part 2 of the Dreemees event today, which is fantastic. This is Hayley. Good
Hello.
to see you again, you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Is your mum happy with the last show?
Very happy, yes. Thank you so much to everyone that built.
Yeah, it was a really busy show actually, and that was the first time ever that the Dreemees bought you a card making kit, as per se. So what we've got for you next is the same sort of idea, but in a totally different theme, totally different colourways.
This is for me, this.
Gorgeous artwork.
Oh yeah, the bunnies. I'm bunny obsessed. So when we worked with the artist, I was like, can you draw some bunnies, please? And obviously, that was just my favourite. I was like, you can do the first show, Mum. I don't care about flowers. I want bunnies. But yeah, this is quite a nice spring pastel-y colour scheme. And again, the bunnies, they're perfect for spring. But also, they're just really cute.
They're really cute. Now, Bunnies in Bloom is what we're talking about here. Now, it's the same sort of concept as the sunflower kit that we brought you in the first show earlier on at 2 o'clock. But of course, you've got this lovely artwork of the really, really cute thumper-like characters. This is going to be a really popular one, I can tell you. Now, the breakdown is the same as the previous collection. So you've got 10 sheets of A4 cardstock in blue and pink. And look at the artwork. Look at what we're going to be showing you. You've got your paper pad that's 48 sheets of beautiful papers. Bunnies in Bloom is what the collection's called. So basically the papers are predominantly floral.
Yeah, so you don't need to necessarily use them with the bunnies. So this is just a nice one for your stash anyway.
Okay, and I'll flick through that in a second. Then you come on to the bunny artwork. Now, you then go from the 8x8 down to the 6x6.
Yes, so again, you've got your 6 different images, as you can see there, and 5 of each. But technically, because they're double-sided, you could use 10 of one image if you wanted to. And we like to do that so that if you go, oh, the middle one on the top, that's my absolute favourite, I need 10 of them,
Sure.
and you're not bothered about what's on the other side, you can do what you want with it.
And that is cardstock, not paper. The paper pad is paper, these are cardstock. You've then got the 4x4, same sort of idea, 30 of those. Again, totally reversible, double-sided. The artwork's gorgeous. I've got them to show you back and front in a second. And then at the front, just like with the sunflower kit in the earlier show, you've then got your fantastic sentiments. Now, these are, again, small little sentiments that you can easily trim down, and they're double-sided too.
They are, yes. So you've got lots of different ones on there, some that are birthday, some that are just to say, a little mix of everything. But obviously you can use your stamps and dies with them as well. It doesn't have to just be the kit. If you want to extend it, you can.
And what Hayley's done for me, she's actually taken out a sheet and one of the cards of each of the artwork designs, just so you can see what you're going to have to work with. So you've got the beautiful floral pattern on one side, then you've got your ditzy pattern on the reverse, so totally usable both sides. So you're going to get how many of each of these?
You're getting 12 of each.
12 of each?
Yes.
Okay, so there's your blue. If you do prefer your pink, you can just flip it over. You've then got your beautiful pink flowers, and then you've got a stripe on the reverse, and then finally you've got that really beautiful soft
It's like a watercolour sort of cloudy effect, I would say.
and then there's the reverse of it. So 48 sheets in that pad. I'll show you the artwork in the 6x6s. These are just gorgeous. Look, butter wouldn't melt.
Yeah, you can see I was just like, oh, I've got so many bunnies, I've got to do different artwork now. So that's why you've got different in this collection in your 6x6 pad and your 4x4. So you've got so many different images here.
And how many of each of these do you get in the 6x6?
You're getting 5 of each.
5 of each of these. So if you want to cut them out and decoupage them, make them kind of really three-dimensional, you've got that opportunity. So there's 30 sheets in total, all double-sided, so 60 images basically. Then we go to the 4x4, which, as you said, are totally different.
These are my favourite, I think, but I don't know. But with these, I really love then, if you match them with the Ditsy Stitches stamps and dies, you can then just cover over the flowers with your own 3D flowers and turn it into more of a three-dimensional project if you want to.
Like it.
That one, that just looks like my first rabbit, Binky. She was grumpy like that.
You got any rabbits now?
Yes, we've still got Boo and Tiny.
Okay, cool.
We rescued them.
There we go. And there's the artwork, there's the reverse on that one. And then the last section is the 30 sheets of your sentiments. Now, you get them in different colourways. You get pink, blue, and you get green. But these are double-sided as well. Now, if you cut out, what does that say?
Wishing you the
happiest birthday.
Hoppiest.
Oh, hoppiest birthday. See what you did.
And lots of love, like a lop rabbit.
Absolutely. And a hibbity-hobbity. If you cut that out, if you turn it round, you'll see that the reverse has got another sentiment in exactly the same place. So they are reversible if you want them to be. Then you've got them in blue and pink, and then you've got them in green and blue as well. So you get 30 of those too. So it's a lovely collection, loads and loads of artwork. If I show you some finished cards, just look at these. They're absolutely adorable. You can't make a dodgy card with these. You really can't.
No. So obviously with your 6x6 as well, they work perfectly on your 8x8 cards.
Yep.
But if maybe you did just want to put the image on the front, a couple of little butterflies, just a sentiment. I mean, that was what Mum was talking about with the puffball flowers as apertures. And then I've just poked the little bunnies through there so you can make a cute little card. Again, this one really simple. You don't have to do too much to them. So great if somebody says, oh, have you got a birthday card last minute?
Yep.
You go, yeah, of course I have.
Absolutely.
What would you like? Pick your colour.
This is using one of those fantastic frames that we had in the first show as well, which will still be on the website if you're interested. But, you know, we're talking about card making, but we're also talking about interior decor, home decor, and who doesn't love a cute rabbit?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're perfect for spring. And also, we see so many dogs and cats card kits. Like, for me, that really love bunnies just as much as my cats and dogs. Like, I found that it's always missing. People don't tend to do as many bunnies.
Well, Bunnies in Bloom, unbelievably, only $27.99 for all of this. And this is only the second adventure for Hayley and Carol from Dreemees in the world of card making kits per se. But it's not just a card making kit. You can use it in so many different ways. So this is what you're getting. You're getting the A4, you're getting the 8x8 paper pad and the 6x6 cardstock, 4x4, and then the 4x4 sentiments as well. All of that for £27.99. And the product code, if you'd like to order it today, is IS2791. IS2791. The first one with the sunflowers went absolutely crazy. So we're reckoning this is probably going to go the same way. It's got the R factor, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. There was a lot of people on Facebook saying, oh, I'm waiting for the bunnies.
Yeah.
So we gave loads of sneak peeks. So obviously with it being launched, yeah, I'm not surprised people like it.
And I said to your mum earlier on that this is really cool because you're not telling someone how a card should look. You're giving them the images.
Yeah.
And if they want to fussy cut them and decoupage them, they can, or they can leave them just whole. It's entirely
Yeah,
up to
that's
them.
it. I mean, it's a great starter kit, but also if you are a more advanced crafter and like I say, you just want quick cards, again, you can obviously make and sell with these because we've got the license for the artwork. So you've got no restrictions, which is, again, great. So you can make some money back on it.
Terrific. Okay, now we've also got some more stamps and dies for you. We had a different set in the earlier show. So all of this is brand new product from Hayley and Carol and the Dreemees today. If I just lift these up for you, you can see them a little bit better. Here we go, look. Ooh.
Yeah.
Have a little look at those.
They're, again, really large, some of the flowers on there, and they look beautiful when they've been heat embossed. Or, as well, when you've just got the dies, you can do white on white without having to add any colour on there, and it can look really quite special then.
Absolutely. Now, $32.99 was the starting price. We're going down. We're not charging it anywhere near that. $24.99 for both the dies and the stamps. And they're big dies and they're big stamps. Amazing value for that price. K02750 is the product code for that. And again, they are a perfect addition to your crafting stash at home. They really, really are. So they are a brilliant price. If you want to order those, you can dial us, of course, on the free phone number, or you can, of course, order them on the website, either way, which, of course, is hobbymaker.co.uk. That's where you'll find everything from the Dreemees. And you've got your own brand page on our website as well.
We have, yes. It's got a nice little about us as well.
Cool. We've got other things to come. Let's also do the Love Stamp and Die, the Sending Love Stamp and Die bundle. I love this.
Yes.
You're the first people I've seen that have actually done this, because you've actually got all these lovely verses and wonderful sentiments. So if I again hold these up for you, and then you've got the dies that will cut out what you've stamped perfectly.
Yeah, so again, it's quite a nice, fine font there, but again, flowing, it looks quite elegant and you can do a lot with it. But as well in the dies, you've also got a Mr. and Mrs. So if you want to do a Mrs. and Mrs., a Mr. and Mr., they're all separate. So you can do that as a sentiment on there as well. I mean, we've got a sample here as well.
Less than 20 quid for all of this.
Yeah.
Wow, 19.99. Look, there are the dies that will cut out what you've stamped. And I particularly love the font, Hayley, actually.
Yeah, it is really nice and flowing, isn't it? It does look quite elegant for a wedding card. But yeah, that's using the mix there. And you can see the die, it cuts out the stamp perfectly. And especially when it's heat embossed, it looks so fancy.
Look at that. Isn't that great?
And again, tying in those new stamps as well, the flowers.
It's not your handwriting, is it?
No, unfortunately not. I wish.
Let me just read out some of the actual stamps that are on there, because I don't know if you can see them from the angle I have them there. Forever and always, wedding day, love, happiness, anniversary, happily ever after, congratulations, and you've got the smaller with love on your wishing you an every. So really lovely flowing fonts, very different actually to what I've seen before. So if you want to get hold of these, $19.99, I predict they're going to do really well actually. VL2763 is the product code for your A4 set of stamps and your A4 set of dies. Lovely. Right, should we have a demo?
Yeah, of course. Right, so I've got something quite simple to start with. So if you're just starting out, this will be a great way to just start with your crafting. And if you get it home, you can just make something quite simple. So all I've got is one of these sheets of cardstock here. And this comes in your collection. So I've just, I wrote it on the back, you see, because I knew people would want to know how big it is. So it's the full length, near enough, 28 centimetres. So I've just chopped a little bit off, and 14 tall. And then it's scored at 7 and 21. So it's quite simple, and then we're just going to fold these in, and that's going to make us a little gatefold card. So we're going to go with the inside first, so I'm just going to layer in some of the pattern paper. So I'm going with the pinks, because I think the pinks are my favourite, but every time I make a card I say that's my favourite and it's not, the next one is. But I think that's the best thing about crafting, isn't it? You find things you love all the time. Right, so we can pop that into there, and then I'm just going to add a plain square as well. This has got a little bit of a scuff on it, but it'll be fine.
I wouldn't have seen it if you hadn't pointed it out.
Yeah, I put some ink on the back of it, you see, so we've got to hide it now. But this is obviously then, you could pop a sentiment on there if you want to put something in the centre. You could use one of your little sentiment tabs. Just then, as we open out, you can write on the inside.
Now, these card kits that are proving to be hugely successful, you're going to be doing more of these sort of things in the future?
Oh, yes.
Great.
Especially if people seem to like them, then yeah, definitely. We do whatever the customers want from us. So we also take suggestions as well. So if there's something you feel like is missing, then we're definitely on board to try it.
Okay.
Right, so we've popped this, cut down the paper there, and then I'm just popping it onto the two side panels there. So I turned it over just so that it's easy to do. And then we're just layering that up. So you can see I've chopped that down. It'll be about 13.5 tall and then about 6.5 wide in centimetres, so that it's just got that nice little border there. And then we're going to add a strip across the middle as well, just to tie it together a little bit. But we just want to put some adhesive on one half of it, because obviously it's going to still open. So I'm just going to pop some double-sided tape part way across.
And like I said at the beginning of the hour, you know, both Hayley and Carol have left you to craft with this, rather than having like one topper to go on one card and that's it, job done. You can take this and interpret it in whichever way you want. You can cut into it, you can fussy cut it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like we saw with the little aperture card, you can chop into your little bunny's ears, poke them over the edges, whatever you fancy doing. It is just really fun to have a play with. Right, so we're just going to pop this panel over here as well. So then as this opens, that's because we've only got the adhesive on the one side there. Perfect. And then I'm just going to pop my little bunny in the middle. So I've cut a matten layer of white card, and then I think we'll give this a little bit of dimension. This is the heartbreaking bit though, when you turn it over and you've got to choose between the bunnies. But I mean, oh, they're just so cute. It's when you look at their faces and you just want to give them a little bit of a rub,
Absolutely,
don't you?
Yeah. But of course, you're getting the same image. Is it 5 times, did you say?
You are, yes.
Yeah. So, you know, you can use the other side on the next card. So you're not kind of...
No, that's it. You're not picking and choosing.
Really.
Right, So then I'm just adding another little bit of foam tape just on the half there, and then I think we'll go just across the middle as well, just so it's going to attach to this piece here. So we can pop that just in the middle there. Hopefully, yep, we're fine.
Lovely.
Then I've just cut out you get some little circle sentiments, so I've just cut around it, and if you can see what I did with my scissors, because obviously if the circle isn't perfectly circular, it can look a little bit messy. So I'm just rubbing my scissors just over the edges there, just to rough that up, and then that's not going to show then any of the little border there. It just looks like it's quite neat, and
Clever technique.
yeah, it's just hiding my little bit of mess. But also, if you did get our circle sentiment dies that we bought a little while ago, that does cut them out perfectly as well. Or I'm sure you might have some in your stash from Crafter's Companion or something that'll probably fit.
Absolutely.
Right, so then I'm just going to add some flowers then, like I was saying, just over the florals here. So I've just got some of the ditzy stitches, so I'm just going to stamp these as well. So what you can do is, I'll show you in the next demo the different techniques, but these ones I've just cut out, and because they're quite pink, obviously I can see where I'm going to be stamping. So I'm just going to do that by eye. I'm roughly aiming for the centre, and hopefully that's fine then.
Nice and crisp and sharp.
Yes, definitely. So then we've got 3 of these, so I'm just going to stamp the second one. I've done the rest of them. So you can use a stamping platform, and like I say, I'll show you that technique in the next demo, just in case you're not too confident doing it this way.
Okay.
So then I'm just going to take my embossing mat and flip these flowers over. Hopefully the ink's dry enough. If not, it'll be fine.
Are the dies actually joined together?
They are, yes. So you'll just want to give those a little wiggle just to separate them apart.
Because it made me think maybe the stamp was one big stamp, but it's
Oh,
not.
no. Yeah, so they are all separate, so you can do what you fancy with them, really.
Yeah.
So we've just embossed on the back there. The ink is a little bit wet still, so we've got a little bit of smudging, but it'll be fine. So I'm just using the ball tool there and then just pressing on the back. And again, just with this one, with it being cardstock as well, it's going to hold that shape quite nicely. So this is the card that's in the bundle. So then we can layer up those 3 in a second. And then I've just got some of the tiny ones, again, that I've done a little bit of stamping on, and these are stamped onto the pattern paper this time. So we're going to layer these up in pairs. Right, so then we can flip this over. And there we go. Then we can layer these up. So I'm going to use hot glue, but that's purely for speed, really. You can use your wet glue. It's completely up to you, whichever you prefer. So.
Actually, bunnies in bloom is a perfect combination, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Flowers and rabbits.
Definitely. Right, so I'll add another little bit of glue onto there. So I'm just offsetting these petals just to build that flower up there. And we can just give it a press into the centre there, and then we've got that nice 3D element just going on. And again, with the little ones as well, we can just offset 2 together. Right, there we go. And again, even though these are just paper as well, they're 120 GSM, so they do still hold the creases and things quite nicely as well with your projects.
And your mum and I was talking in the 2 o'clock show about the Sunflower collection, which basically is a similar format to this.
Yeah.
And she said to me, you can get at least 60 cards.
Yeah, if you're thinking that about just the images that you've got there, and obviously you've got more than 60 sentiments.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to do decoupage and things like that, even if you get 30, that's less than £1 a card, isn't it?
Totally. Yeah.
And then for you to sell them and make that money back, you could easily sell them for £2 a card, which you're going to sell them for more, and double your money, couldn't you?
Absolutely. And who doesn't love a bunny? If you're wondering, what card kit to buy to sell, what's going to appeal, what kind of people like?
Especially for charities with animals as
Yeah,
well.
totally.
And unfortunately, bunnies are one of the ones that are surrendered the most, especially at this time of year. So it's nice.
Oh, is that the case?
Yeah, because of Easter.
Oh, I see, of course.
Yeah, so Easter bunnies, a lot of people unfortunately do buy them as gifts, and then they
You
end
hear
up...
about, cat rescue, dog
Yeah.
rescue. You don't really hear much about
No,
bunny
there's not
rescue.
as many bunny rescues around, unfortunately. But hopefully there's not that many bunnies that need rescuing.
Exactly.
They're all in loving homes, aren't
You've
they?
done your bit anyway.
Yes.
That's
Right, so I've popped a little bit of moss just onto there, and then I'm just going to add some of the pearls. So these were on Mum's show earlier, and we did pick all the colours so they work across both collections. So if you want to use your pinks, you've got them in your bunny kit, your greens are in there as well.
So the pearls came with ribbon, didn't it?
They did,
yeah,
yes.
Ribbon as well.
Yeah.
So the pearl and ribbon together, that should be on the website now because it was in the 2 o'clock show. And the pickup tool, that absolutely flew earlier.
Oh yeah, it's been so popular.
Have we got any left? We'll have a look for you. Oh, we got quite a few still
Oh,
remaining, but it flew out the door. $5.99, wasn't it?
It was, yes. Right,
So it's
just pop that in there.
it's a reusable. Can I just show everybody?
Yeah, of
actually?
course you can.
It's a reusable tacky end. You don't have to kind of put any wax on it or anything like that or anything at all. And it just literally adheres and picks up tiny little gemstones. Maybe if you're into your jewellery making with our sister channel, little findings, all that sort of thing. It just literally picks up and then places down. So if you're doing any of your kind of gemstone pictures, for example, that I know lots of you are into, this is a perfect investment. And the other end is the metal tool, which is a reposition tool. So if you get it in the wrong place, you can just nudge it a little bit with that end. So only $5.99, OU2798, not just for use with the Dreemees gemstones and
No,
pearls,
definitely not.
but for all sorts of other hobbies too.
Yeah. And there we go, we're finished. So I popped a little bit of the moss in as well that we saw earlier on. And then we've just got that gorgeous little gatefold card.
So gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
So really simple once you get it home. You don't have to do too much to it.
Well, we knew that Carol and Hayley were coming to Hobbymaker a good couple of months ago, but they didn't want to come with things that they'd seen before or maybe you'd seen before. They wanted to bring new products, and that's what today is all about. Everything here is new. There are a couple of back by popular demands, like the Dinky Inkies that we'll come on to a bit later on. But this is the latest card collection from the Dreemees, Carol and Hayley. What you've got are 10 sheets of A4 in beautiful pink and blue. You've then got your 8x8 paper pad. Now, if I just flick through this, all the papers are double-sided. I'll just come down here so you can see it a bit better. There we go, look. Gorgeous quality, totally uncoated. So if you want to add your distress inks and that sort of thing for special effects, you can do that. But you've got the floral pattern on one side and a pattern paper on the reverse. So really lovely papers, 48 sheets in that, and they're all loose leaf, so there's no kind of ripping and tearing out of a book or anything like that. And then you go on to the cardstock. Now the cardstock is coming in 6x6 and 4x4. And you've got a total of 30 cards and they're double-sided artwork as well. So those are your 6x6. Again, absolutely adorable quality. How cool are they? Really sweet. And really good GSM on this as well. You've got 250 GSM, so nice and thick and solid. That could be a topper, instant card done, or it could be that you want to cut into some of them and decoupage them. You've got lots to play with there. And then you've got different artwork. I think in the earlier show, it was the same artwork in the 6x6 as in the 4x4,
yeah.
but this one is different artwork again. So even more bunnies to enjoy in the 30 sheets of 4x4, again, 250 GSM cardstock. And then finally, a further 30 sheets of your sentiments. And you've got at least 9 or maybe even 10 sentiments on each side of each of these. So you can trim them and make them go a very, very long way, but there's lots of kind of references to our little bunnies in those verses and sentiments as well. The whole thing is just £27.99. And if I just show you some of the finished cards again, these are the sort of things that you could be making. It'll melt your heart. They're so, so cute and adorable. Maybe you can see your own bunny or your kid's bunny in some of these images because there's all sorts of shapes and colours and how sweet. And grumpy ones too. One more quickly. Look at this. Bunny in a basket. Adorable. Well, I tell you what, take this break to pop them in your basket if you'd like to and check out on the phones or indeed on the website at hobbymaker.co.uk. It's a brand new card collection from the Dreemees at $27.99 IS2791. See you in a tick. Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
Here at Hobbymaker, we love seeing what you've been making, and it's our job to keep you inspired. So how does a £100 credit to your Hobbymaker account sound? Every month, we're going to be giving away a £100 credit to one lucky Hobbymaker's account. And all you have to do to enter is simply send a photo of your craft you makes to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. We will be picking one winner each month at random, and we'll announce the lucky winner on air in the 5 p.m. show on the last Saturday of every month. So what are you waiting for? Get crafting, get motivated and get inspired with Hobbymaker.
Welcome back to Hobbymaker on the Saturday afternoon. This is Hayley. We've already seen Carol, of course, earlier on. They are the Dreemees. I've known you both for 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really 12 years.
I think your mum said you were 18 when you started.
Yeah, and it was 3 years before we went on shopping telly, and that's when we met you.
That's when we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
12 years.
Now, Dinky Inkies, I remember when we did these the first time many, many years ago. They've absolutely been one of the most popular things because this is perfect. You're getting a really lovely, juicy quality ink pads, lots of them, but you're also getting the refill bottles in the same purchase. So as and when they start to dry out, and any ink pad will dry out with time, you can just add an extra few drops and keep it revitalized. Now, you've got a total of 15 square ink pads and 15 re-inkers for just $34.99, and it's on 2 split pays as well. Such a genius concept, this.
Yeah, so a lot of the time you've got bigger ink pads and it's not possible all the time to afford them straight from the off. So we wanted to do something that's a full collection. You can watercolour with these. So if you've got no mediums to do your colouring with, you can just pop a little bit onto your glass mat, whether that's the re-inker or the pad, use a water brush and then you can colour with them. You can create your backgrounds, you can do your spritzing, you can do so much because we've got both the ink pad and the re-inkers.
Brilliant. Now, how many times have you run out of ink in an ink pad, it's gone in the bin? Well, this doesn't happen with Dinky Inkies because you just literally get the corresponding ink bottle, put a few drops on there to revitalise it. It just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And these bottles are really generous because you've actually got 20 ml of ink in each bottle, and you only add a few drops at a time, don't you?
Yeah, we tend to put a drop in each corner and then just sort of give it a bit of a manoeuvre with the nozzle. We worked out it was probably about 40 to 50 re-inks.
Wow.
And each time you re-ink it, you're not going to just use it once.
No.
You're going to use it a few times, like quite a while, probably a couple of weeks, a month or something. So you've got a good supply in there.
So think about how much that's going to save you, but also think about all these different colours that you've got here. You can probably see the colours quite easily. I've got them back to front to me, but you can see all these different colours. And they are gorgeous, gorgeous quality. $34.99, this could be the only ink you ever really need, to be honest with you. And is it got like a special finish to it? Is it like a satin finish? Or?
It's sparkly, so it's got golden mica in there.
Oh,
so
nice.
as you put it on, you get a nice little shimmer to it. But also, the more you water it down, so you could, as you're cleaning your brush and say you've got a glass of clean water, if you then bottled up that water and spritzed with it, you'd have sparkly water. You'd make your sheet all sparkly. So yeah, the sparkle goes a long way as well. But if you don't want any sparkle in there, obviously just don't shake it up as much and then you don't get half as much
But if you do want the sparkle, give it a good shake to wake it up and just a few drops onto the ink pad. I love this concept because you're going to have these probably for years and years, I would have thought, depending on how much you stamp. £17.49 is your first split payment, so you don't have to give us the full $34.99 if you don't want to. But I know loads of people that have bought these and are still using them now after the first time you bought them, which is a long time ago now.
Yeah, that's it. It's been a good few years. And that's it. We use them all the time and I've still not got out of my first set.
Yeah. So I don't know how much you pay on a regular basis for ink pads, how often you have to replace them. This could save you potentially an awful lot of money. And you've got everything at your fingertips. It's there for you. ZM2745 is your item number, $17.49 on split pay or $34.99, just one payment if you'd like to. But and they're really compact and they're really easy to use. And they're very, very juicy. They're gorgeous quality. And you don't have that storage worry either.
No, that's it. Because they all just stack, so you can keep the 15 stacked together, or we do sell storage that's going to come to Hobbymaker next time. I keep forgetting to add it on the shows. But yeah, so you can just stack them all, keep them all in maybe a little useful box or something like that. It doesn't have to be wooden storage. And they are really easy to store and use, and it's such a broad range of colours as well, straight from the off.
And that sinking feeling that you get when you realise that your ink pad's on the way out and you're halfway through your job, 10% of the stock has gone, yeah, you're loving the idea of it. And ever since I first showed this years ago now with Hayley, I love the concept. People watching Hayley love the concept. It's just another problem to tick off your list. You know, ink pads don't last forever. These, I'm not going to say are lasting forever, but they'll last for a lot longer because you've got a really generous 20ml bottle of corresponding colours with the pads themselves. ZM2745, $34.99, and we're going to use them in the demo, aren't we?
We are, yes. We're going to do a little bit of inking with one of the daubers. So first off then, I'm going to do a bit of heat embossing. So as I was saying with the stamping techniques, and I just used a block and lined it up myself, if you've got a stamping platform, the best way you can do it is using your negative once you've cut your die out. So if you can see, if I just pop this back out, this is where I cut my flower from, and then I can just position that back in there, position my stamp over the top, and then every single time, if you've got 20 flowers you want to do, it's always going to be in the same position. You can go straight back in, it's not a problem. So I've just got my anti-static bag. So if you've never done heat embossing before, this just means it gets rid of any of the little marks that are on your page, fingerprints, things like that. And I'm just using a clear Versamark ink pad there, just to add kind of a sticky ink to pick up my powder. So we just press that onto there, and then, oh, there we go. We get my pokey tool just to get it out, just so I don't get my fingers in it, hopefully. I get my fingers in more things.
And that's not stamped blue, it's actually clear, but it's just made the blue cast off a little bit darker because it's wet.
So then I'm just going to dip this into my powder, and then this is then picking up the white. So if we just hold it in place just with the pokey tool, I've just got my heat gun. I've not warmed it up, so it might take a second. But then you'll start to see the powder start to change.
Remember, these are the stamps and the dies from the flowers that we had at the beginning of the show. So here that comes on the screen.
Yeah, so you can start to see, it might not be, because this isn't metallic, you might not see it changing as much, but it's just starting to go, just near the pokey tool head.
Yeah, we can see it. And that's the Ditzy Stitches Stamp and Die Collection. Both of them A4, lots of dies, lots of stamps. Beautiful quality.
So as you can see then, once you stamp and heat emboss in the white, it really tones it down, it keeps it quite pastel. Right, so then I've got lots more flowers and we'll start to construct. We're using one of the art boards as well that's on the show. So this is from the Stash Building art boards, and it's kind of like an A5 size. So all I've done with this is I just flipped it over and then I've just marked roughly where the line of the edge is, just so that then as I put it on, I know I've got plenty big enough card. So I'm just going to add a bit of glue just to here and then just push it out to the edges, similar to how Mum did. And then we can just take off any excess.
Okay.
So we just go into the edge there. So you do get lots of different sizes in this stash builder as well. So if you've not done art boards before, it's a nice different range of sizes you've got. You've got some 8x8s, you've got 6x6, so it's all your regular card sizes. You've got DL, and it's just a nice way. Instead of doing a card, you've got a nice little keepsake there. And we just kind of, if you've never done MDF before, this is a great way to just get started with it. And you can just create kind of like a card base just onto MDF. And if you don't like it, you can just cover over it. You don't have to necessarily worry about putting it straight onto the MDF straight away.
Right.
Cut your piece of card to the right sort of size and then lay it on if you're happy with it. And if you're not, don't, it's fine. You know, like, because a lot of people do tend to be daunted by MDF and it really isn't that.
Now the stash builder you'll find on the website, it was in the 2 o'clock show as well, so there's loads and loads and loads of different options. This one's actually a different one to the 2 o'clock one, but it's the same sort of concept.
Yes.
And lots of...
Right, so there we go, we've got that piece there, and then I've just got a panel of paper just to pop onto the top.
Yep.
So again, just go in around the edge with the go-to glue. And then I can pop this onto here. And we've got another couple of layers. So I'm just going to add, I think I'm going to go for a strip down. I'm going to strip across, probably. I can't remember what I planned, but it doesn't matter. But that's the thing, you can just play and it's fun.
It's like what we do at home, really, isn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah, exactly.
Go along.
Yeah,
I mean, you're in front of thousands on TV.
Yeah, you just have to block that bit out. Yeah, I filmed some demos and Hobby Maker shared one of them. And I was just sat watching it. I was like, that was just me crafting at my desk and just going, oh, I'll film it, see what happens.
Yeah.
But especially for some of the crafters at home, it's just inspiration, isn't it? Seeing how other people craft and and what they make with things.
And remember, as we were talking with Carol in the first show, the go-to glue from the Dreemees is a multi-purpose glue for your cardstock, but also, of course, brilliant for MDF as well. So if you're wondering what glue to get for that, and you get 3 bottles at a really good price, actually. That's on the website as well.
Yeah, it is really handy. And again, you've got that nozzle, so you can just sort of place it where you want it to go. For instance, once you're putting your artboard base on, maybe, you can just squeeze a little bit into the hole there. Right, so I've just used a circle die to just cut out our image there, and then I drew around my die as well, and then just cut the next layer out, so that's why I've ruffled it up again, as we said earlier, just because my cutting wasn't very neat. It just makes it look a little bit neater, or intentionally messy, shall we call it.
A ruffled edge covers up all sorts.
It does. Yeah. It's kind of like the butterfly, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so you can pop that onto there, and then this is just going to go into the centre, so we'll layer that up again with a bit more foam tape, and then we've got that nice dimension on there. And then just before we go much further, I'll do that now. I'm just going to pop a strip of lace just down the edge.
Okay.
And some of the ribbon as well from the bundle. So we're just going to go down the side there, and we can trim that off. And then I'm just going to add a little dab of glue at the top, and then we can keep it straight and put another dab at the bottom.
I do love the fact that you've done something different with your card kit. You know,
yeah,
it's different to anybody else in that you are letting whoever buys it
be the creator
and be the artist. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Because that's just it, like there's so many levels of crafter, isn't there, that sometimes it's great for if you do just want to get it home and you just go, I just want to start crafting. But also if you do want to have a play, maybe you are a mixed media sort of crafter, you can do so much with, because at the end of the day it's paper and card, isn't it? You can do all sorts with it.
Whether you end up putting it in a frame on the wall, whether you end up putting it on a card or whatever you do with it, whether you put it in scrapbooking and things like that, they're images that you can use however you wish. Cut them out, don't cut them out, it's up to you.
Exactly. Right, so then we'll go back to our flowers then. So if I pop that to one side, and I think I'm just going to go with bending these ones in half. So I'm just folding them downwards, and I've got 3 of this size. And again, stamped on the blue card that comes in the collection. So we did try and pair it with card that will work with the colours in the pad and things like that, so you can get crafted straight away.
It's a real kind of China blue, that, isn't it?
It is,
well-known brand springs to mind.
Just got a little bit, I'm so lazy with my die cutting that I'll try and cut like 3 layers of card. And then the last one, it doesn't quite cut through, but I still use it anyway. That's why I had to snip the petals there. Right, so we've got these 3 that can start to layer up. You can see there, that's what I mean. There's a slip between them, but it didn't quite work because I was being lazy and I cut 3 together. Right, so we'll pop a little bit of hot glue just on here. So obviously because we've had heat embossing powder on there as well, it might just ruffle up a little bit of the design in the middle, so you might need to hold it a little bit longer just because it's melting that powder a little bit again. And we'll just press into the middle there just to hold it for a second. You can see you do get such nice dimension with it. Once you tip it to the side, you can see how much the 3 layers really do layer up.
Beautiful.
So then we can create this with some of the pattern papers as well. And we're going to do this using a little bit of the Dinky Inkies on the edge as well. So we pop that to one side.
Dinky Inkies are proving very popular. They always do. Yeah, the whole show proving really popular in actual fact.
Right, so I've just got one of the daubers here. So you can see I've just got a bit of blue on my pad there, just taking it from the pad, and then I'm just inking just on the edges there. So you can pick up whatever sort of colours you want. When you're doing stuff like this, you get a very subtle sparkle coming through. But when you use it with water, you get so much more of the sparkle coming through. Okay. I'll have to try and grab a water brush and
Would you put the ink pad onto your glass mat and then pick up the ink that way?
You can do, but you can also go straight to the pad. Obviously, with you having a re-inker, you can keep re-inking it, so it doesn't really water it down much. Okay, right. It's whatever you prefer and however it works for you, really. Right, so we've just got some of these, so I think I'll just scrunch these ones up. So I've got 4 of this size, and these are just out of the pattern paper that we used on the project. So then we can scrunch those up and layer up 2 together. So I've not scrunched them too much, it's kind of just a tease with my fingers a little bit to give them a bit of shape. And same here. So you could obviously pop your mixed pollen heads in there if you wanted to. I think those are still on the website. You can use all sorts of different centres for them, your pearls.
Absolutely. And remember, the pearls are on the website as well, together with ribbon at a great price.
Right, so then we've just got a couple more smaller ones as well, because we're going to create 2 little arrangements of the flowers. So again, with these, I've done the edges with the Dinky Inkies. And we'll just repeat with these 2 flowers. And obviously, when you do get so many different sizes, you can really create such nice arrangements with the flowers. And obviously, with them being dies, you've got them forever, and the stamps, obviously. So you can just keep creating and creating. You're never going to run out of flowers to make.
No, absolutely.
And then we've just got a couple of white ones as well. So I think I'm just going to go in and just pick those up a little bit there. We'll leave those white unless they look like they need blue on. We can do that afterwards. And then finally, this one as well.
Flowers are very much your signature, aren't they?
Oh,
Dreemees?
definitely. Yeah, we
Sure
are.
thing.
We're flower people, definitely. Right, so we're just, again, creasing down the centre. So they do come together really quickly. Obviously, the heat embossing is probably the longest bit, but it doesn't have to be.
It's worth it, though.
It is definitely worth it.
The effect it creates is lovely.
Yeah. I mean, if you are just stamping with just a usual ink pad, obviously that's going to take you a lot less time. If you've got maybe a white ink pad, you don't need to do the heat embossing.
But that's one of my favourite things, heat
It is
embossing.
me, yeah. Especially glitter embossing powders.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll pop that onto there.
So have you got lots of new things planned for the future?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got so much stuff arriving soon. I don't know where we're going to put it all, but I'm so excited. It's just not my problem until it gets here, and then it's like, oh, Jimmy, can you bring those 1,000 of boxes in and find a space? Right, so I'm just bringing my artboard back in, and we're just going to create a couple of arrangements onto here. So I'm just going to go for my big ones around the bottom. Oh, getting a bit of glue on the bunny. Sorry, bunny.
Doesn't seem too bothered.
No,
Right.
thankfully. And then the 2 next size down can be next to it. We can pop that onto there as well. And then
Are your bunnies indoor bunnies, or are they?
they are, yes, yeah. So they've got a full run of the living room. There's hay everywhere. It's a nightmare.
I can imagine.
It's a wonder I don't come here with hay all in my hair and everything. But they can be moody bunnies. They've definitely got attitudes.
Right.
And they thump
I
at
think
you as
all
well.
animals have. My cat
Yeah.
has got attitude.
Yeah. It's surprising though, isn't it? I mean, we say like Dexter, our big dog, he's like a kid. And you just see their cogs turning, don't you? And it's like, how is that going through your mind?
Because we recently moved, my
Oh,
cat's
yeah.
getting used to all the wildlife because we live right next to a lake now.
Oh, yeah.
It's not our lake, it's just an angling lake. And yeah, all the wildlife, the geese, the birds and everything. She's not seen anything like it before.
No.
She's sitting there like
What even
in a
is
daze.
this?
Yeah.
Right, so I've popped all those flowers on. I'm just going to use one of the sentiments. I'm just going to offset it, I think, on some of the blue card. And then this is just going to pop onto, I think I'll put it at the bottom there. And we can just finish off with some of the white pearls. So we can pop that onto there.
With your pickup tool.
Yeah, of course.
I've got to get myself one of those.
Oh, yeah, they are. They're amazing. They're such handy tools to have.
And if you do any of the kind of crystal pictures that I know are very, very fashionable and popular
Yeah.
at the moment, this tool is a godsend for that. It's also great if you're a jewellery maker and fiddly little beads, because basically it's got a tacky nib to it that you don't have to kind of retack or anything like that. It just literally allows you to pick up even quite large faux pearls like this.
Yeah. So these are 5mm in size, but we also do 6mm, and they pick up those really easily. And if you've got something, it can be a little bit weightier than the pearls even. You know, like say if you've got a metal embellishment or something, it still picks those up. Mm-hmm. So we'll just turn the last couple over.
Don't forget to share your makes today. This time next week, we'll be announcing in the 5 o'clock show who's won a £100 credit. So if you want to just share whatever it is that you're making today or what you've made this week or anything at all, it could be something that you've knitted, it could be something that a card you've put together, something you've painted, something that you've coloured in. Look at this though.
Right, so we'll just pop it into the base. Again, like Mum did earlier, you just pop those little holes through and there we go.
That is gorgeous. So whether it's a card or whether it's a plaque that you're actually making and decorating with our beautiful bunnies in bloom, this is a fantastic, fantastic opportunity. The artwork's amazing and all the cards, remember, this is something that no one else has done in a card kit, to my knowledge anyway, giving you 10 A4 sheets, which can be your card blanks if you want them to be. 48 beautiful printed papers. Now, there's no rabbits on there, but it's florals and patterns, all double-sided and uncoated. So if you want to add your distress inks and things like that to that paper, you can. Then you come on to the really highlight of the entire collection, because here you've got your 6x6 and your 4x4 artwork on cardstock, all double-sided. So look, and you get quite a few of each of the same one. 5, I think it was, you said, wasn't it, Hayley?
It is, yes.
So if you want to cut them out and decoupage them, you've got plenty of artwork there to enjoy. You can sell what you make as well. And also, the 4x4 is different artwork to the 6x6. So again, you've got 30 cards, all double-sided with different artwork on the back side as well. Really adorable image. Flip it over, another adorable image. Have you actually got a rabbit? Have you got a rabbit that looks very similar to the artwork on here? Put it in your basket if that's the case. And don't forget, of course, you've got also the 4x4 sentiment cardstock as well. And that is trimmable with a guillotine trimmer or scissors. And every sentiment, you've got, I'm so lucky to have a friend like you. You become what you believe. And if you cut out one side, you've also got a different verse on the reverse side in exactly the same place. So these don't have to be just used with the bunnies in bloom. They can be used on any card that you're making. So fantastic that they're included too. And that's all cardstock as well. So you are the artist. You are the person that's putting your card together. And it's IS2791. IS2791, that's the product number. Now, we've also got the Stash Builder Artboard collection.
I don't think so.
No, that's not here, but it is available, and that was using the artboards that you just put together. That was the artboard, wasn't it?
It is, yes. Yeah. So you get a few different sizes. You've got 8x8, 6x6s, all sorts of different ones in there, and they do make such really nice gifts as well.
And I think the price is on the screen. Yeah, $8.99.
Oh yeah.
And how many did you get?
Oh,
6.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7.
7 for $8.99.
Hard when you've got to count.
You get the plaques, you get the rectangular and the square plaques in different sizes, and you get the bases as well. All of that for $8.99. Alex is going to hand them to me so I can just show you. Cheers. Let me just show you exactly what you're getting just here. There we go. Look, different bases for different sizes, and it tells you which one is for the 6x4, which one's for the 8x4. So all these bases are dead simple, and they all just slot into the actual. There we are. How cool is that?
Yeah, so you've got loads of different ones. And also they're really nice for, you know, like maybe table centres at a wedding, or maybe if you were doing a buffet lunch or something and you've got something with nuts
Table names or something like that.
Table names, yeah. If you've got nuts in something, you just want to warm people. They don't have to be crafty.
I can't believe you get 7 for $8.99.
Yeah. Again, though, making and selling, when you think that's like £1.20-ish or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe £1.50. But even so, like, that's a solid, substantial piece.
Yeah, once decorated, you could sell that for £10.
Easily, yeah.
So, superb opportunity at that price. RV2758, if you want your Stash Border Artboard collection, there it is. And I've got another one here to show you, actually, it's been decorated. Look at this. That's the artboard. And cards, you know, they go on a mantelpiece and they stay up maybe for a week or two, then they get put in a drawer. But this could be up all year round.
Yeah, absolutely, especially because I don't tend to put happy birthday on an artboard. I think of it as a gift, like that's something that can stay up all year. So I'm so lucky to have a friend like you. Yeah. It's just nice to remind someone.
You could even put that on the desk at work, you know, for a best friend or something. Someone's done something for you.
I was going to say about like remembering somebody, you know, at Christmas, maybe you want to make a little memorial plaque and you just have their little picture up and just saying, we're missing you this Christmas.
Nice idea. Okay, well, the plaques are great. That price, unbelievable. RV2758. Okay, now we've got enough time, hopefully, for one more quick demo, if that's all right.
We're going to make one of these baskets.
Okay.
So, we've got the kit on the show, and they're one of our best-selling kits, to be honest. We've also swapped out the sentiment, so you do get farm fresh eggs and just the word eggs as well. So the original one had Happy Easter, so it's more generic this time round. But we're going to use the bunnies on here. So we'll get as far as we can, but I should be able to get it finished, I hope. So I just wanted to show you some techniques with the MDF, and this is one of my favourites to do when covering it, because painting can be a little bit messy, maybe you've not got time. So actually just doing your heat embossing onto it is a perfect technique.
I never thought of doing that.
Yeah, so all I've done there is I don't use my anti-static bag because obviously it's not got any fingerprints on, it's just a solid colour. And I've put my Versamark on the top and I'm just finishing off just with a bit of the embossing powder. And because it's MDF, it heats up quite quickly. Obviously don't leave it on too long, you don't want to try and like burn your fingers or anything. But it then sets on and it's complete then. It's kind of like an enamel that's over the top. And it just adds that full colour without much effort there. So again, just heating this up. And then it's just stuck straight on. And
So did you think embossing powder only would work on cardstock? No, it works on MDF as well?
yeah, and especially on like little 2mm embellishments or something, you know, to turn them into more of a metallic embellishment. Great with your gold embossing powder and your silvers. So we've just gone for the white on there again.
Gives you beautiful coverage, doesn't it?
It does, it really does, yeah. I've got a little bit of a line just because I did it in 2 parts, but once you do it at home, you'll just do it in one section and you'll just sprinkle it all over at once.
Okay. I've actually got the kit here. I've just been handed this in actual fact. This is the actual MDF kit that we're working on in the demonstration, if you want it. So you've got the front and the back. You've got fresh farm eggs and eggs on the 2 panels. Then you've also got, presumably these are to decorate.
Yes, so you've got
Basket.
layering panels to go over the top and hide all your workings. You've got your little side pieces. You do get full instructions as well.
Yep.
So it is really simple to put together.
Right. Great for the kitchen, maybe?
Yeah, that's it. Maybe you did want to put your eggs in there or something. So I've just got some of the pattern papers and I'm just going to add a little bit of the double-sided tape just onto here. And we're just going to cover over one side first and then we can slot in all the pieces and make sure that it all lines up fine. So again, a little bit more glue as well, just to make sure that we're stuck down. And then I just want to make sure that where I put it is over the edges, or not over the edges even. And then this is going to cover perfectly over the top and we're not going to see anything.
Right, yeah.
So we can pop this on. I'm just going to do it with hot glue just for speed. And just because it's a bit weighty, you would want to hold it a little bit longer, obviously, so it sticks. We can pop this just onto here. So this is just going to be my plain back side of the basket there. So then as we flip that over, we've then got all the exposed slots. So I've covered the inside of this one. And all we're going to do is add in our pieces. So I've got some of the panels just to finish off. Oh, that's not stuck on there. But again, I used my technique with the embossing powder. And then that's just added that nice white edge, so I've not had to cut my scallops out. And then I'm just going to pop this onto here as well. And we can just trim around it and that'll be the inside of the basket then as well.
And the papers are perfect for covering up the MDF, aren't they?
They really are, yeah, definitely. And they're not too weighty, so you can get a nice smooth coverage, and especially if you wanted to then maybe waterproof it, you know, maybe go over the top with PVA or something, it'd really seal it onto the project.
And also your mum's tip with the old filing, you know.
Oh yeah, that too, yeah, that's really handy
file.
for making sure that it is all sealed.
Just gives you a professional finish at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm just using hot glue. I wouldn't at home just because it's just for speed here really. But I'm just popping these panels into the side here, making sure that I've got the same pattern on the inside of my basket. So then that's how the basket starts to come together there. And then
looking good.
All we've got is again the top panel. So if you make sure you do this before you cover over the side, you can then see where your little panels go and pop it in accordingly. Usually with ease, if you've done it properly.
Is your Jimmy kind of tied to the laser machine 24/7?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I was like, do you want to bring them home? It's like, no, I definitely don't want them at home, thank you. I'm like, what do you mean? You don't need to sleep, do you? Right.
He's done a great job though. I mean,
he has, yeah. Yeah, I am very lucky that he came on board when he did. He could have just said, nope, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that for you. Right, so we'll just add that on there. I would stick it down a bit better at home.
Again, like we love it here at Hobby Maker. We've got the big corporations, but we've also got the family businesses,
Yeah,
and that's what
it.
we love, the variation.
Yeah, absolutely, because without both sides of the craft industry, we wouldn't have the industry we have, would we?
And you and your mum were both viewers
Yeah.
for many years before you decided, do you know what, I'm going to start my own company.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
on telly selling it.
I know, it's
Still surreal.
crazy, yeah. Right, so I've just fussy cut one of the bunnies out and I'm just popping him just into the side there, and then I'm just going to use a little bit of foam tape just to secure his head. And then I'm going to double pad it, I think, just so we've got that nice dimension. Just poked his little feet through, and we can just secure his ears as well, just with a bit of hot glue. But again, like if this was an Easter basket, I know we're a bit late for Easter this year, but next year you could. And again, with your little bunnies on there, it's just so cute. Right, I'll pop my sentiment on just in case we don't get all the flowers finished, but this is just going to go over to this side here. And then we can add some of the ditzy stitches on as well. So this is just going to pop onto
Whether you're thinking
side.
chocolate eggs or whether you're thinking of the yolky eggs in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's a good place to store both of them, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe if you just want a few tools on your desk, you could just use it as a little pen pot.
Or you could actually have a little pot plant in it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so I think we'll just give these a little bit of a tweak with my fingers this time. So you can do a lot of different techniques with your flowers, and they look really pretty whatever you do. And they are a nice starting point with dies, especially because you've not got to worry about trimming them out or anything like that. So we can just layer these up. We'll give these a scrunch as well.
It's been so lovely to see you and your mum today.
I know, it really has, hasn't it?
Such a long time.
We're back soon. We're
Yes.
back on the 31st.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've got plenty of us coming up in the next month.
That's what, 10 days away?
Yeah,
Great,
yeah.
good.
And new launches too.
Good. That's what we want. New stock.
Oh, I'm
New
terrible
ideas.
for it.
And of course, the return of some of your favourites, like the Dinky Inkies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been popular.
Yeah, the Dinky Inkies are a staple for me. I don't think I'll ever get tired of using them. Right, so we'll just go for 2, in fact, just hopefully so we can finish it. And then, I've got loads of flowers here. I don't know what I did with all these. You know, you make these plans and you say, oh, that'll look really nice. And then by the time it comes round, it was so long ago, you've forgotten. Right, so we've got the 3 of those. And then we'll add these 3 together as well. But again, with the pattern papers as well, they look different on each layer. So you get that nice different change of colour between the layers, and it does just fill it out.
I love the fact they're double-sided, because then, so often you see just the plain white back
Yes.
of a printed cut paper, and it just doesn't look very attractive.
No, that's it. So yeah, even if it does, like for instance, this is blue on the back, it's still better that it's a colour, isn't it? Even though it's different. Right, so again, press that into the centre there, and then just the last 2, and we can pop them on. Hopefully we'll get there. We only got 2 demos last time, so we're rolling this time.
Yeah, doing well.
It was because we had Ruth. Yeah, she was talking all the time. No, I'm joking. Nah, Ruth's lovely.
Yeah, it's lovely. They all are.
Yeah, we've only worked with Ruth, but I think we met, is it
Sherilyn?
Sherilyn, yeah. Yeah, we met her as well. And obviously, we know you.
Of old.
Old favourites. Right, so we'll pop those onto there. Another little couple as well. And then I probably would add a little bit of moss and stuff whilst I was at home, but just so we're sorted.
I've just been handed that, actually.
Oh, yeah, it's so pretty.
The moss and the sisal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it is fantastic to add to something like this, like a project like this, or
Yeah.
into your cards, or to your plaques. That was in the earlier show, and it's still available if you'd like it. A big bundle of it, I think it was about £9, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's $9.99 for the bundle, and you do get 10 grams of everything, but obviously your sisal, you've got a lot more of that because it's really lightweight.
Cool. Okay, well, it's on the website if you want it, and yeah, it makes a project that much more different. Look at that, though, the basket. Isn't that lovely?
I would pop some pearls in the centres of the flowers. Have we got time?
About a minute.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, let me just remind you of the main item, which is, of course, this new card kit today. I say card kit, it's not like a card kit that you would normally conventionally expect. It's not just popping out die-cut toppers and that's it, job done. This is basically the artwork for you to do with whatever you choose. So you're the crafter, you can interpret it, you can, if you just want to put them in frames on the walls, you can do that as well if you want to, if you just love the artwork. But if you want to cut them out, fussy cut them, decoupage them, you've got that option. You get 10 sheets of the A4, 48 sheets of your papers, double-sided papers, no bunnies on those, it's all flowers. You've then got, of course, your 6x6 and your 4x4 artwork. This is cardstock, all double-sided, and then you get your your sentiments, your 4x4 sentiments. Again, you get 30 sheets in each of those. So absolutely gorgeous artwork. You can sell what you make for personal profit as well, which is fantastic news. But for $27.99, IS2791 is your item number. And maybe you bought both. Maybe you went for the sunflower at 2 o'clock. If you missed that show with Hayley's mum Carol, you can watch it back on our website at hobbymaker.co.uk. But treat yourself to this one. Now the basket, before we say cheerio.
I was trying to get my bow on.
There it is. Work of art.
Okay, it's a bit wonky, but there we go.
Love it. And you'll find the MDF basket on the website, hobbymaker.co.uk. Great to see you.
You too.
See you in 10 days.
Yes, we'll
Brilliant.
be back.
Say cheerio to your mum for me as
will
well.
do.
So, yeah, the Dreemees are here well and truly at Hobbymaker, and we have one more live hour to come on this Saturday afternoon, back with Jan and Crafter's Companion in a couple of minutes.
I almost forgot. We've got a brand new show starting on Hobbymaker, Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. until 8 a.m, featuring loads of new things. The Early Bird Special, a special offer only available during the Wake Up to Hobbymaker show. Who the Hobbymaker Are You? A slightly extended interview with our guest designers, Help Me Hobbymaker, encouraging you to email in with all of your crafting queries, and a sneak peek, the final 20 minutes of the show, letting you know what's coming up later on in the day. So don't forget to join us. Set your alarms 6 a.m. until 8 a.m. on Hobbymaker. I think I'll get 5 more Zs in.
Here at Hobbymaker, we want your shopping experience to be as simple as possible. That's why you can buy as many items as you like all day and only pay one postage and packaging fee. It doesn't matter what weight, size or quantity of your order or how many times you check out that day, you still will only be charged one P&P. Shopping made simple with Hobbymaker.
Hi, I'm Sarah Davies and I'm the founder of Crafter's Companion. Also, one of my hobbies that I do in my spare time is a little bit of investing in other businesses, so you might recognise me as one of the dragons on Dragon's Den. I started Crafter's Companion back in my university bedroom when I was just turned 21, and we design and develop and bring to market products for the papercraft community. So everyone who's into card making, I'd like to think that we are at the cutting edge of all the latest trends, the fabulous designs are out there, and we are researching the market, making the products that customers really want and need, and then bringing them to market, not here in the UK, but all over the world. So for me, Hobbymaker is so different to any other craft shopping channel I've ever worked with from anywhere in the world. The fact that you can do the falling price auctions, the fact that you can have the fixed price shipping for the day, the fact that all of your call centres are based here in the UK and you can offer an elevated customer experience is really all the things that really I know matter to our customers. So for you to be able to offer all of this and give me a platform as a manufacturer of amazing craft products to bring them to the UK market, I just feel like it's a match made in heaven.
Here at Hobbymaker, we love seeing what you've been making, and it's our job to keep you inspired. So how does a £100 credit to your Hobbymaker account sound? Every month, we're going to be giving away a £100 credit to one lucky Hobbymaker's account. And all you have to do to enter is simply send a photo of your craft you makes to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. We will be picking one winner each month at random, and we'll announce the lucky winner on air in the 5 p.m. show on the last Saturday of every month. So what are you waiting for? Get crafting, Get motivated and get inspired with Hobbymaker.
Hi everybody, here we are. It's our final live hour of the day with you through until 6. 1 till 6 every day. We are Hobbymaker here. Great to have your company and great to have Jan back. It's her third show with me today. Now, we had such an amazingly busy 1 o'clock show today. I've got good news and bad news. The bad news is one of the options that we have, one of the options of the new magazine completely sold out. But the good news is we can still offer you the brand new magazine at a great price with lots of extra goodies, as is the kind of trend really with Crafter's Companion. Whenever they bring out a magazine, Jan will explain this as well, that Sarah Davis, the kind of, the figurehead of Crafter's Companion, looks at this as like her marketing budget. She thinks of it as like, rather than advertising her company, she'd rather give Crafter's Companion products to you in the magazine, there she is, that you can use, hopefully love, and then hopefully come back for more. So that's why she's able to do deals like this and loves doing deals like this. What you're going to get is the latest issue 4 of Crafter's Inspiration, okay? Now, $12.99 is all this is, okay? What you're going to get inside this portfolio, really, because it's like a book that opens up, you're going to get the magazine, you're going to get lots of lovely papers, and there's also a download code in the magazine so you can print these off again when you've used them all from Crafter's Companion's website. You've got a stencil. You've got this, which is a template to actually make like a shutter card. You've got a set of stamps with little cute characters on it. You've got elephants, you've got giraffes, you've got zebras there as well, and lots of relevant little verses and phrases. And then you've also got this, which is actually 3 different star dies and words as well. Words that say happy birthday, you're a star, and party. You get that with the magazine for £12.99. Now that has got to be £9.99 for a die any day of the week. So to get all of this for £12.99, and don't forget pages and pages and pages of inspiration that feature what you're getting as freebies with the magazine. In the bundle, all today, LN2036 is the product code, £12.99. Literally hundreds and hundreds of you called in for this earlier on today. Jan, it's just too good to miss out on, isn't it, really?
Honestly, they become a collector's item, Dave. People that collect these sort of want to keep all the issues, and it's nice to have them all on the shelf. They're all stacked, and they've all got the numbers on the spine so that you can see which magazine it is. So we'll go through it in a bit more detail, and you can have a look. I'm not going to show you every single thing that's in the magazine, but we'll have a little dip in there. But it comes to you in this beautiful, almost like a little carry case. It opens up like a book. You've got an example on there of what's in it. And if I take out, first of all, the gifts that we're going to start, we always like the free bits first, don't we?
It's so beautifully presented.
It is. And as I say, they become collector's items. They really do. So in here, you're going to get, in the left-hand side, you're going to get all your sort of free gifts. And in there, if I pop you these around this way, just move that a little bit, you can see there is a full sheet of toppers, and these are all die cut ready, so you literally just have to pop these out of the backing sheet, and these can be used either on foam pads or stuck onto cards, scrapbook, things like that. And then you get a complete selection of pattern papers. They're just under A4 size. They're not quite as long as A4, but you can see that they're all designed to work with each other. So you could take a piece of this one, for example, and you could mat and layer it with the next one. You could add a little bit of this one. Very much celebration with all the balloons in there.
And you
then
said
there is there's another one of those, I think, as well. You've got some lilac there, the gingham in there, and then this is the slightly smallest design with the balloons on. So really sort of like a birthday theme or a celebration theme in there.
And you said that after you've used these papers, there's a code or instructions in the magazine how to go to Crafter's Companion's website
There
and
is.
print off that artwork again and again. And
Yep.
you can even print it onto something completely different, maybe print it onto parchment or vellum if you wanted to.
Yep, and I'll show you where that is in the magazine. Now,
Okay.
there are 1 or 2 that I didn't show you because I've obviously been working with mine, so I've cut into some of them. So you can just see, I love the dotty one there with all the coloured dots on. Absolutely beautiful on that one. Whoops. I thought you were having a look from above and you didn't. There we go, look. Okay, and then you've got the green polka dots there. We're going to use a bit of all of these in the next demo. So I just kept all those together so that I've got them ready for if I want to use them. And then along with the papers, we actually bring in the gifts themselves. So Dave, you just flick through these briefly, but I'll just show you in a little bit more detail. So that die set there, you've got 3 different star dies there, each of them with that die cut sort of stitching element round them. If I just grab one of the cards with those on, let me just see if I can find, there we go, look. That shows you an example there of what they look like cut out.
And they even go to the expense of putting them in beautiful decorative envelopes.
Yes.
So they are like gifts.
They are, aren't they? Because these all come sealed. So it all comes to you like this when you receive them, all nicely sealed with a lovely little seal on there telling you what's in them. But again, you know, I know all you crafters out there, you'd be hanging on to this and keeping this to work with
Memory
as
books,
extra papers. You know,
scrapbooks.
we're all in for something like that.
Yep.
Then you're going to get the stamp set there. So if I just grab a piece of white, just to show you that one again. So you can see there, we've got all those gorgeous little characters in there. So you've got some llamas in there, you've got the zebra, you've got the little elephant. They're really, really cute characters. And these are sort of a miniature version of one of our ranges that we've got called Animal Antics. So if you do have that range, they'll work beautifully with that one. So that's the stamp set. And then you get a Mylar template and a Mylar stencil. So these last forever. If you look after them, they'll just wipe off with a clean cloth. You can see here there are so many different designs on that one. So, you know, you might just want to take out of here the little present. You might want to use this as a background. You can see that card that I showed you here has had that stenciling done on it just by using that small element with some inks to create your own background paper. There are some lovely border dies. We did this one in the earlier show, and I just created that lovely little border at the bottom just by following that one row of the stencil. So there's so many bits on there for you to dip into. It really is quite useful. And then the last one is a template, and we're going to use this in the demo. And this one is to make this shutter card, which I'll show you an example of. And then you've got some layering pieces as well. Basically, just draw around with your pencil onto a sheet of paper. They're nice straight lines to cut out, so there's nothing really fussy with them, but they're there as part of the projects that are in the magazine.
When you see the shutter cards, it's fantastic.
It is really cute, isn't it? And I'm going to show, and it's not that difficult to put together either. I'm going to show you how to do that one. So the magazine itself, you know, this is where sort of all that lovely inspiration, but not just inspiration, you've got the sort of teaching aspect of it as well. It is jam-packed full of projects. There's a section using all the free gifts. There are sections in there using some of our other dies and stamp sets in there. We feature a lot of our designers in here. Little welcome there from Sarah. You've got a full contents page showing you where all the different inspiration is. And then this page at the front, it says what's in your craft kit. So it goes through what I've just shown you. But the bit at the bottom here, this is the good bit. Right across the bottom, you've got the QR code that you can scan, and it will take you to exactly the right place. Or you can just type in the www address for our website, and it'll take you straight to the download section. It says download craft papers and topper sheets to use again and again, exclusive video tutorials and free downloadable templates and digital stamps. So these are sort of like, the papers obviously are consumables and will only last a certain amount of time, but you've got the facility to, so if you've got one that's a favourite, you could print it 2 or 3 times on your own printer and you've got it there to keep using. So that, I think, is a real sort of extra bonus in there as well.
Jan, what I love as well is the fact that what you're given to actually craft with features in the magazine.
Yes.
So you can get crafting straight away. You don't have to go out and buy anything else. Oh, only maybe double-sided tape and glue.
Bit of
and things
adhesive
like
and a bit of plain cardstock. That's all you really need to add to it.
Now, that one is, as you can see, issue number 4. This is the brand new one out today, okay? £12.99. It's not just the magazine. You're going to get the papers. You're going to get those die-cut elements. You're going to get the die, you're going to get the stamps, and you're going to get, of course, the fantastic template and the stencil too. All for that price of £12.99. That's issue 4. Are we going to issue 3? Oh, we're doing the dies. Okay. Now, the dies, I presume you mean these. Okay, so these 3 earlier came with the magazine. I'm afraid that deal has completely sold out, but you can get these 3 dies if you want to. I was going to say dies and stamps, okay? So what these are, these were kind of following on from the kind of cutie kind of edibles that Jan did last time she was here. That was a set of how many?
There was 9. That's the set that we've got here on this side. So that was the collection that we launched,
Before.
and then these are added to
Right.
them. So there's no duplicates.
So there's
in
no
there.
duplicates, but these were with the actual magazine earlier, but they now no longer available with the magazine, but you can buy them as these individuals if you want to. So which one are we doing first? Hugs and Kisses. Okay, Hugs and Kisses is this one just here. There we go. £6.99. As you can see, you've got the little pig images, you've got the dies that cut out, the stamp images, and you've even got little verses there as well. These are so adorable.
They are, absolutely. I mean, the first range was brilliant, but then to have extra characters, a little tiny guinea pig in there as well.
Oh, cool.
We're going to try and fit a demo in with this one to show you, if anybody wasn't watching last time, show you how those work using the piggies.
So sweet. £6.99 for the stamps and dies together. IC2038. IC2038 is your item number. If that's the one that you want, that's the Hogs and the Kisses. Next one. Let's Hang Out. Okay, now Let's Hang Out. Obviously, it's got to be a sloth.
Yep.
Got to be a sloth there. There's also going to be a monkey or two. 2 monkeys, 2 sloths. And you've also got the words there as well. Can't say what that says. That says... it's Let's Hang Out, and also sending restful wishes and sloth kisses. So those are the stamps, those are the dies there too. Really
Do you want me to take over for a minute while you have a He's
all right.
struggling there,
Don't worry.
isn't he? Are you all right?
Okay, I'm all right. SE 2018, £6.99. And then the last one that we've got in the set, or that were originally available with the magazine, is this one just here. And this one is your Galloping By. So this is your horses and your ponies, and I think maybe a unicorn.
I think he's a little donkey, isn't he? I'm not sure. It could be a horse or a donkey, couldn't he? And then you've got the horse, or he could be a unicorn, just add the little horn.
He's a donkey doing the splits, by the looks of it.
He looks, yeah, he's such a proper flop there, hasn't he?
Absolutely. £6.99 then, that's yours if you'd like it, and it's a mixture of dies and stamps again, remember. And the idea is that it stays attached to the cardstock.
Yeah, the die element that's with it only cuts partially around the image, so the base of it, where they're sat or stood, stays attached to the card.
Right.
So hopefully we'll try and get through that as we go through the show, and I'll show you how they work.
Okay, £6.99 for that one. They're all £6.99 actually, so if you wanted all 3, remember, you only ever pay £3.95 postage per day. So if you've made 10 orders today, you're not going to be paying £39.50, it's £3.95 for all of your 10 orders to be delivered, no matter who you've bought them from, here at Hobby Maker, which is fantastic. Okay.
Right, so what I want to do, this is actually in the magazine. We've actually got this particular style of card in the magazine. So it's actually on page 14. It's called Time to Party. It says skill level 3, which is a more of an advanced one. But when I show you how it goes together, it's not actually that difficult. But you've got the picture here. This is the actual card. You can see from the template where we've used that sort of hexagon to make the front piece. We've got elements from the stamp set there with the little llamas which are up here, which we've coloured in. But then the actual mechanism inside is referred to as a shutter card, where if you see as it starts to open, it almost looks like a camera lens.
So cool.
And then it pulls out to the sides, revealing your detail inside there. So I'm going to show you how to put this together. I've got a slightly different variation of it, but when you actually see how it goes together, it isn't that difficult, and that's what we like. We want something that's fairly straightforward. So I'm going to keep the template out, done a little bit of work at advance of time, and it explains to you in here what size to cut your card and everything. And I've made, to start off with, just a normal gatefold card that actually measures 4 1/4 by 5 3/4 tall, and literally scored it to make the gatefold. So a lot of you that are crafting out there will be familiar with this design. I've started doing a little bit of matting and layering, so I'm just going to finish that off quickly with the papers, and these are all from the pad. So that lovely striped one, and then I really do like this one with the dots on. So you can see all the colours match. So even though we've got stripes and dots there, 2 different patterns, the colours match beautifully. So I'm just going to pop these 2 panels on the front. Oh, don't say we've run out.
Uh-oh.
You know, my pen, I'm going to do what I tell you not to now and use my dots for the panels there. So these are going to go on the front just to add a little bit of detail on the front. And then we're going to bring that template in to create those 2 pieces that are going to be the shutter elements. So once we've got those in place out of the way, And again, if you follow the instructions in the magazine, this is basically what it talks you through. So we've got our card blank at the ready there with the gatefold. We need to make that element to go inside. So using the template, you can see we've got that sort of flag element. All it asks you to do is pop it on card and draw around it.
Right.
All right, so I've done that with my pencil onto a piece of our multi-purpose card, and just mark here where the dotted lines are, and that's where you need to add in a score line. All right, so I've scored it to create a tab that we're going to attach some tape to here to stick it in. And then obviously I've followed the line of the template. I've left it to just finish cutting it. They're all nice straight lines. So I've just got a nice big pair of scissors. Literally just follow where you've drawn that line on the template, and it creates your piece ready to go. So we need 2 of these. It tells you in the instructions that we need 2 of those. All right, so I've actually got the other one ready. And again, I've added a piece of that pattern paper on top. So all I did here was draw around the template again. But when I've cut it out, I've cut it out 1/4 of an inch inside the line so that I've got that little matte layer. So I've done the same again and got a piece to go on this one here. All right, so we'll pop that one on as well. And then these are going to be that shutter element that fits inside the card. So we'll just layer this one on top, leaving a little border all the way around there. Okay, and then I need a piece of tape, and I like to use, because this is a moving element within our card, I like to use my red line tape. The tape runners are plenty strong enough. It is just a personal preference that when I'm joining anything together like this, I do tend to reach for my my red line tape. So again, all the way along here, and then anything that's going to fasten into a project, I like to just snip a little tiny bit off the edges there. It's only a fraction. If I show you, you can just see that little tiny wedge there. And that means when you pop it together that you're not going to get any of this corner poking out of your design.
Right. Okay.
So we've got those, and you can see now when I put these together, you can see that action there where we've got that shutter opening up.
Yep.
So we need to pop these into the card. So what we're going to do, I've taken my stamp set, and I've done some of the work on this ahead of time because time just has a habit of disappearing when you're on TV, doesn't it? And I've taken a piece of cardstock, little wee piece. I've stamped out the llamas here, and I've just coloured those in with some of my alcohol pens. Now this is going to be the bit that we put in the background, and then we're going to have our shutter open up to reveal those in the back of the card. So first of all, decide whereabouts you want this within your card.
Of course, that could reveal anything. It could be a photograph
It
of a
could be
newborn.
a photo, absolutely. It could be a message for an invite or
gender
something
reveal.
like that. Yep, absolutely. So I'm literally just going to pop this in, and I just want to grab this piece and make sure that I'm in the right. Oh, that was a good guess, wasn't it? Look at that. Let's be a little bit lower down. Just a fraction lower down, because we're going to pop another piece over the top. So I think about there will work. And stick that one to the back of the card. And then the pieces that we pop the tape on, if I take the liner off here now, we're going to attach the tab here to this part, so this side of the score line. So not in the base of the card, on the actual piece that's part of the gatefold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my edge here. I want it to be level with the picture, and then I'm going to line up that edge here with the score line on my card so that it folds across the picture there, and just secure that one in place. And then we're going to do exactly the same at this side. In fact, have I done it in the right place? Yes, I have. That's it.
And does this card feature in the magazine as well?
Yes, it does.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I was just thinking I'd put it in the wrong place because the card's open. All right, so same again at this side. And what we need to do is make sure that these line up. So make sure your top and bottom line up, but we're also going to pop this one up to the fold line here. So again, just make sure that everything's lining up where you want it to be, and then just to the side of that score line. And I'm just going to make sure that it's straight in all the different places there. A little bit higher up. There we go. And then secure that one in place. So you can see now as the card closes, this is going to close as well. And then it reopens to reveal those cheeky little llamas. So we need something to keep this in place now. So again, in your instructions, it asks you to cut a second piece of card, and this is just that white all-purpose card again, and this is going to go across the middle here. So again, we've scored it with a 1/4 inch tab at each side, just so that I've got those tabs to stick down. And I'm going to line this up, I'm going to centre this between the back of the card, so between the 2 score lines, and I need to make sure that these are overlapping. It doesn't matter which way it goes, as long as those points on the tabs here are overlapping. And we're going to trap this behind and then line that up with the top of the card there. All right.
Yep, perfect.
So that's that one, and then we're going to do the same at the bottom. So again, take that liner off, and it gives you all the sizes in the magazine, so I'm not too worried about telling you how big each piece is, because that is all there in the magazine for you to check out. So again, that one's going to seal at the bottom.
You think it'd be quite complicated, but when you actually see it demoed, it's pretty straightforward.
It is.
Really?
It's just getting these in the right place. You can see now that closes to.
That's great.
And then opens up, and you've got that little shutter element. So again, all that's left now, using elements from the stamp set, I've got your Llama Fun. We're going to pop that one in the inside. Okay, whoops. So that one's going to go inside here. Now, the one that I showed you just had a piece on the front that opens. It's just stuck to one side here. I'm actually going to make it with a little belly band to go around the outside. So I've just cut a thin piece of card, and we're going to wrap this around the outside here to make like a belly band to close it. So all I've done is use a scrap of the stripe card. I've got my tape just on the edge here to close it. And if you bring this round with the gap at the front, which sounds unusual, but we're going to put a topper over here to close it. So I'm just going to bring this one, and you just want to fasten it loosely, not too tight, because you want to be able to slide this one on and off. And then again, you can see here where I've taken that hexagonal template, I've cut out my piece of pattern paper, and then all I've done is stuck it onto some white and cut around it, nice straight cuts with my scissors, leaving about a 1/4 inch border. And then we're going to pop this one across the centre here.
And all those papers, remember, are in with the magazine.
Yeah, but look how they all coordinate,
Yeah, they do.
Dave.
Yeah.
You know, we've got lots of different patterns going on, but they all coordinate beautifully. This guy, again, is from the stamp set. So you've got the little zebra there with the parrot. And one of the sentiments, which is it, apparently it's your birthday. I just think they're really great. They're really good play on words. So he's going to go on the front there, like so. And then again, from that same set, they're all from the same set there. We've got birthday wishes on the front of the card, and that one's just going to stick in like so.
And they're all kind of light-hearted and
They're
really
all really
cheery
good fun, yeah.
celebrations.
So you can see when we turn that one round, you've got your lovely little gatefold there. We've got the belly band, which will just slide off. And then when you open, you've got that shutter like a camera lens, which is going to open wide and reveal his friends there, having a good old party in the background.
Love it.
Okay, so it wasn't that difficult. You've got the instructions to follow, you've got the picture to have a look at, and of course, you know, you can always watch this one back and see it sort of done here as well.
Well, remember, the edition 4 of the magazine is on the screen now for you. LN2036, just $12.99 with all those extras included as well, with all those demonstrations and inspirational ideas inside the magazine as well. Whatever you do, get that hold of that. More to come though. We're here till 6 o'clock, so still lots more from Crafters. Keep in after this.
Here at Hobbymaker, we love seeing what you've been making, and it's our job to keep you inspired. So how does a £100 credit to your Hobbymaker account sound? Every month, we're going to be giving away a £100 credit to one lucky Hobbymaker's account. And all you have to do to enter is simply send a photo of your craft you makes to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. We will be picking one winner each month at random, and we'll announce the lucky winner on air in the 5 p.m. show on the last Saturday of every month. So what are you waiting for? Get crafting, get motivated and get inspired with Hobbymaker.
Here at Hobbymaker, we want your shopping experience to be as simple as possible. That's why you can buy as many items as you like all day and only pay one postage and packaging fee. It doesn't matter what weight, size or quantity of your order or how many times you check out that day, you still will only be charged one P&P. Shopping made simple with Hobbymaker.
Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk. Hobbymaker are live from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day on Sky Channel 670, Freesat Channel 807 and Freeview Channel 73. You can also watch on YouTube via some smart TVs, your computer and phone. Welcome back. Now we're talking, of course, Crafter's Companion and the fantastic Crafter's Inspiration magazine, which only launched about 4 months ago in a new format. Now, we've shown you issue 4. This is issue number 3. Now, bearing in mind, $12.99 for issue 4 is a great deal with those extras that we showed you a few minutes ago. This one, bearing in mind quite a few will already have had it because it was going back to last month. But for those of you that haven't, we've been able, only while the stocks last, to get this very special deal. What Crafter's Companion have done, in addition to what you'd normally expect to get with a magazine, they've given you 2 of these fantastic edger dies. Now, each of these dies is worth $9.99. Here they come. So you've got the peacock, you've also got the dragonfly for £9.99 each. That's 20 quid's worth of dies. That's over and above the extras you're getting with the actual magazine itself. So let me show you exactly what you're getting in addition. You're going to get your printed papers, just like with issue 4. You're going to get another edger die, that wavy edgeable die there, which is beautiful. And there's actually 3 dies in that set, so you can have a different edge to it if you wish to. You've then got your stamp set, that's included as well, all beautifully presented. You've got this gorgeous stencil, the fluttering Flutterby stencil, but that's normally all you would get in the magazine for $12.99. Not $32.97, that's what it should be if you were to pay the proper price for absolutely everything, $32.97, but it's kind of come down, including £20 worth of extra edger dies, to what price? $12.99. You should be paying basically that, $9.99 for each of them, and you're going to get for $12.99 those 2 dies, the magazine, the papers, the extra die, the stamps, and the stencil for £12.99. Now we have a very limited quantity of these left, and when they've gone, that is it. We never know when a magazine comes out whether there will still be availability a month down the line. So very often, magazines can very often sell out completely, and you never see them again. We've got a few of these left, and Sarah and the team at Crafter's Companion put these 2 £20 value dies into the collection. When this is gone, that is it. We won't be getting any more. So if you want issue 3, it doesn't matter when they come out because they're non-date specific really. They might be seasonal, but I mean, you know, each magazine stands on its own, Jack.
Absolutely, yeah. And there's always things in there that you can use pretty much, even if, you know, sort of going back to the earlier issues, we had a Christmas one in there. You can still make it work for you at other times of year as well.
Okay, so that is issue number 3. And the other 2 issues, where it all started, the new relaunch of the magazine, issues 1 and 2 together. Now, it's not just the magazine. You've actually got stencils, dies, stamps in there, and papers in both. So, bearing in mind, each one should be $12.99. You're going to get both of these if you want issue 1 and issue 2 for an incredible £12.99 for both. That's QL2074. So you get all of these. You get that lovely, fabulous friend die. You've got these perfume bottle stamps. You've got that ornate lace embossing folder, bonus papers as well. And in this one, you've got your Christmas theme to this one, which is, of course, your Christmas papers. You've got your bauble stencil. You've got your winter foliage die set and your Christmas tree sentiment stamp set as well. 2 for the price of 1. Unbelievable opportunity. And if you go for 4 and 3 as well and go for this, you'll have the complete set where it started about 4 months ago.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, it was relaunched at the beginning of the year, and they tend to be sort of bi-monthly, 3-monthly, sort of depending on the time of year, 2 to 3 months between them. So you're going to have a nice collection over the course of the year.
$6.50 each.
But yeah, I just can't believe that you're getting both of those for the price of one of them, and you've got the value of the gifts in there as well.
Exactly, and when they've gone, they've gone. So stock up, get possibly birthday presents, even think about further ahead into the year for Christmas presents or whatever, at that sort of price. Too good to miss, absolutely too good to miss. Now we've also got, and this is what we're going to spend most of the last hour of the show on now, this is a fantastic collection of the cute characters that we've been talking about. Now, I know you're going to do a demonstration with the hogs, which was with issue 4, but the same concept applies.
It is exactly the same concept.
Same concept. Yeah. And what you've got here, this is a collection of 9 sets of dies and stamps. You've got Utterly Amazing, Nuts About You with the squirrels and the beautiful deer and so on. You've got You Make Me Happy, all the sheep. You've got Just Because with the little bumblebees as well and the little birds. You've got Pride and Joy with the lions and the tigers and so on. You've got An Elephantastic Day, that speaks for itself, Reach for the Sky, Some Bunny Special, and Positively Perfect with your cats and your dogs. So that is the set. It's all kind of laid out there for you to have a little look at, but this is the concept. They literally stay attached to the card. I've got some fantastic finished cards here. Have a look at these, look at these. Just Because. You don't have to choose, you get to get the lot. If you go for the big bundle, you are utterly amazing. How do you colour these in, Jen? What's your favourite way of colouring them?
You know, that is a personal thing. I love my alcohol markers, so they're my go-to. But if you prefer watercolour, you can stamp on watercolour card and use something like our aqua markers or a watercolour paint. You might be sort of pencils, so we've got our colour blend pencils, we've got our watercolour pencils. So many different ways. If you want to add a bit of sparkle, we've got the sparkle pens in the product range there. So many different ways. Even an ink pad, you can put a bit of ink onto your mat, pick it up with some water and a paintbrush, and you can actually colour with your ink pads as well. So whatever your preference is, the only thing that you need to be aware of is what ink you're stamping your line art with.
Right.
So you don't want the line art to start bleeding. For example, if you used a water-based ink and tried to colour with a water-based colouring medium, you're going to get that sort of bleed over the outline. So just be mindful of that starting stamping ink that you're going to use.
Now, just to let you know, the price on the screen is what you should be paying, because individually they are, was it $6.99 or $7.99? $6.99. So yeah, basically 9 times $6.99 comes out to $62.91. That is not the price you're going to pay. Whenever we do a bundle like this, we always give you a reduced price. PCR 2043 is the item number. Put it in your basket now and check out. Everyone pays the final low price. At whatever time you order this, everyone will pay the final low price. How you colour them in is entirely up to you. 9 gifts or 1 treat for yourself. Utterly Amazing, I love all of them. Some Bunny Special, Positively Perfect. They're all there for you. And maybe you make cards for animal charities. This is perfect, absolutely sorted for every type of animal you could ever possibly think of. And the kids will love colouring these in as well. They'll love receiving the cards too. $48.93, and on split pay, $24.46, your first split payment today. That's all you have to pay, plus your $3.95 P&P, unless you've already bought something today, and you don't have to pay any more. It's $24.46 is the price on split pay, or $48.93 one payment. Right, Jan?
It's a fabulous little collection, this. I really enjoyed launching these ones when I came down here. I think it was last month. And there's so many different variation of characters in here that you can pretty much apply it to any kind of sort of celebration and any age group, really. You know, I mean, yeah, they're really cute. They're going to apply to the kiddies. But I would love something with these on, you know, and so many different ways to use them. Now, I actually put my demo together with the Hogs and Kisses, which is now available individually from that bundle we had with the magazine this morning. It's not the bundle with the 9 sets in that we launched originally, but all I'll say is that they all work the same concept.
Same way, yeah.
So what I'm going to do with this particular one, it could be done with the cows from that main collection. It could be done with the otters from that main collection. They all work exactly the same. So depending on how you want to put them together, you might want a mixture of animals. On this particular one, I've just used the piggies. So we're literally going to take out of our packet the metalwork, and then you've got a stamp set in there as well. So we've got on this particular one, we've got the little piggies, and then we've got a couple of little guinea piggies as well. Really, really great. So the sentiment says, it's Guinea be a great day, if you're using the guinea pigs. And then I love the hugs and kisses are sent to you for the piggies, and that's what we're going to use.
And that one that you're using, Jan, is still available as an individual.
It is.
At $6.99 on the website.
And I think if I'd bought into the main collection previously, I would certainly be adding the extra characters to my collection to complete it.
Sure.
If you're looking at this one today, then you could always choose to add, you know, some of those extras in as well. But yeah, the concept is the same for all of them. When you look at the metalwork, it looks a bit odd. And what you've actually got there is the top section. So if I take my little pig, for example, here, and just lay him over the top of the stamp set, you can see here that this is made to go all the way around the outside of the character and cut it out, but it stops just before his feet, which means that the base part of the stamp is going to stay anchored to your card. So you can have them popping up from the top of your card, you could have them in an aperture on your card, so many different ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp him out. I've got one planned in my head that we're going to work with, and we're going to do a bit of stamping and a bit of colouring, and then I've got a finished sample to show you, because I never know how much time we're actually going to have. So I'm going to take the two piggies. I've got the one standing and the one sitting. So each stamp set consists of two characters and two poses for each character. More often than not, there's a sitting version and a standing version of each character. So you get 4 little characters, a couple of sentiments, and then even the extra bits in here. We've got the little hoggy footprints, and then you've got a couple of leaves which I've used to embellish on this one. So what we're going to do then is I've created myself a bit of a template going on here. Taken a piece of our white all-purpose card, and what I've done is I've scored it in two places to make like we're going to make like a concertina card. So when we look at it from the top, we're going to get this kind of effect. What I want to do is create characters here. I want one to be on the next layer, and I want one to be on the back layer. So all I've done is I've measured myself a really faint pencil line, about 3 inches down at this side and about 1.5 inches here, to create that zigzag effect. So what we're going to do is pop this into our stamping platform, and we're going to start at this edge with the one that's lowest down. So let me just pop that and line it up. Pop the magnets in there just to hold it in place.
And stamping platforms are on the website, of course, as well. All of the stock that we have from Crafters Companion, there's a brand shop on our website at hobbymaker.co.uk. You can see everything that's available.
So the first one I want is the one that's sitting down. So we're going to stamp him onto the lower edge, and then I'm going to stamp him again on that higher edge, which is at the other side of the page. And then we're going to do the little standing guy in the middle, but he needs to be on the other side from the way that we're folding the cardstock. So what I'm going to do is just line him up so that his feet are below my pencil line. And if you're not sure where to position them, just grab your die and pop it round the edge of your stamp. See if it helps if you get the right die, Jan. I think it's that one, isn't it? I had ears there that
shouldn't have been.
Shouldn't have been there, yeah. It's this one. That's for the one that's standing. So yeah, popping that one on here, and you can see roughly where this die is going to finish as to where it needs to be sat. So just use those as a guideline and get him in place, and then once you're happy, we're going to stamp him into position.
Okay.
Okay, so I've just taken, because I like my alcohol markers, again, I've got my alcohol-proof ink. If you're going to work with watercolour pens, you need the waterproof ink. So it's like, almost like opposites attract.
Right.
So this one is actually water-based because my colouring medium is alcohol-based. If you're colouring with a water-based medium, you need an alcohol-based stamp pad, if that makes sense, yeah?
Good explanation.
All right, so that one's going on this side here.
I remember when I first got into crafting, I was so confused with all that.
It's one of the things that I used to get asked most when I was teaching about what ink pad do I need to do this with, We've tried to make it as straightforward with our range because we've put the pictures on, we've got alcohol-proof, the opposite one is waterproof. So, and that's got a water brush on it. So tried to make it straightforward, but it's still one of those questions that people ask. So I'm just going to move my cardstock along so that I can work on that other end. And we're going to do the same stamp at this end. So all I need to do is just give him a little wipe so that I'm not transferring any unnecessary ink. and then I'm going to reposition him up here on this edge. So my line's coming across here, and again I'm going to do the same with his feet just below the line, and we're going to stamp him at this side. Okie dokes. And again, just that little bit of ink, lots of tapping.
I'm intrigued as to how this card's going to turn out, actually. I can't imagine what you're actually doing at the moment.
There we go, I'll show you. So that's him. So that's him done. We've got the two little sitting characters there. So we take that one off, and we're going to bring in the little guy that stood up. Now, the nature of how this is going to go together, I need him on the back. Right. So I've followed the same line, but I've just drawn it in the middle section here. So if I just pop my magnets on again to hold that in place in a couple of places. And this one, when this folds back, we're going to have a sitting one here, and this fold, we're going to have a sitting one at this side. So I'm going to pop him in the middle there. And again, I'm just going to bring his feet below the line so that he's on the bit that we're keeping. And then we can do the same again and pop that one in place. So a little bit of ink again on him. And then pop that one in the middle. And all will become clear in a second, Dave.
All right.
All right.
I've got faith.
You got faith. Right, so that's the stamping element done. And then I wanted to show you how the die cuts work as well. So let's just pop him up there out of the way. So I need this one and the one with the ears for the other side. So we're going to have to cut them one at a time because obviously the other guy's on the other side. So again, a little bit of tape to pop him in place. And again, this is so the dies are made so that you can see the whole outline of your stamp. I can see all my line art there to know that you've got it in the right place, and then tape it down because you don't want it to move. So again, I'm just going to bring in my plates, and I've still got the large Gemini there. And because it's a larger piece of card, we will use those larger plates. Now, because this is just a little tiny shape at the end of my plates, I don't need to run this all the way through.
Good point.
So what I'm going to do, if I can get it to sit still inside the, there we go, inside there, I'm just going to pass it through. I know that this is roughly in about that first quarter of the plates. So all I'm going to do is pop it through here. I'm going to let it go past the rollers, which are about here. And then once it's gone past that die, I can stop it and reverse it back out. I don't necessarily need all that card to go through and have pressure applied to it. It does sometimes warp the card when there's nothing on it. The machine's looking for something to cut.
Okay.
And if you pop it all the way through, it can sometimes sort of distort the card. Then when we take this one off now, just take the tape off nice and gently. I'm not too worried about that side because that's going to cut away. And then you can see here that he's actually cut now away from the card, but he's still anchored at the bottom. So we're going to do the same for the one at this end.
Okay, and don't forget, of course, we have got a great deal on the Gemini Junior on the website as well. That was in the 3 o'clock show today. Yes, it was 3 o'clock. We launched that with a £50 goodie bag, so that's on the website as well if you want that, and we'll remind you of that towards the end of the show. So
we're going to do exactly the same and pop that one. And again, we can reverse it just because we need that little bit. We don't really need to let it go all the way through the machine. So again, just pop it in. Visualise where your die is. The rollers are at the front here. Once it's passed through, press the middle button to pause it. And then once you've paused it, press the reverse. Don't try and press the reverse button without pausing it first. Otherwise, you just completely confuse your machine. All right. And that's cut him out at this end here.
Perfect.
And then I'm just going to flip it over and use the other die round the one that's standing. So again, we flip this over, and I'm going to have to let it go a little bit further this time to encompass that middle. So again, right round the edge of here. Okay. So just make sure you can see all your stamp. And this applies to any of the characters. So any of the ones in the collection, they all work exactly the same. The dies are like a 3/4 die that leave that element at the base, whether they're sat or they're standing, leave that attached to your card.
And a good idea would be to, of course, keep the dies and stamps together in the packet. So if you get them mixed up, you probably take you a long time to work out what's what.
Yeah, some of the outlines are sort of very similar for the dies. I would keep them together, yeah. So I've just let that one go all the way through because he was in the middle and I just needed to get that one from the middle. So again, if we take the die off this side, I'm not too worried about it snagging my card because we're going to cut this away. So we've got all of them free. And then what I'm going to do is take my scissors and along the pencil line now, I'm going to come from the edge and I want to take this element out right up to where the die's cut and just snip that edge out. Okay. Then I'm going to come the other way because I find it easy to cut along that side. Again, we're going to come along that one. And then I'm going to go across the other side of the shape here. And I'm going to cut along my pencil line until I reach the next die cut and stop when I get to him that's standing in the middle.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get rid of that surplus. Go to the other side of him. And we're now going to cut across to where that one's sitting. Okay.
It's beginning
and get
to make
rid of
sense
this one.
now.
All right.
Yeah.
And then when we've got rid of the waist now, we can reinforce those score lines back into place. So we want this one at the front, this one in the middle, and this one. And that's why I needed to pop him on the other side of the card. Otherwise, if I'd have stamped them all on the same side,
You'd been back to front.
he would have been looking out of the back of the card. All right, so you've got them all lined up there. So that's going to be my style, my little accordion card like so. All right, so we can do a little bit of colouring, and then I have got a finished sample, which I've matted and layered with some of the papers and everything. So again, just taking, I like my tri-blend pens. Now, next week I'm back with some new stamps and pens to do a colouring, a colouring show next Friday, I think it is. So we'll spend much more time on the different types and how the colouring works. But I've just taken 3 colours, and obviously the little piggies are pink. So we're going to go with a pink one. I'm just going to pop a piece underneath him. And again, these are actually 3 shades of the same colour in one pen. So it takes all the hard work. If you want to do what we call a 3-pen blend, you've got a light, a medium and a dark shade all in the one pen.
Such a clever concept.
Really clever. And these are my go-to ones now because I don't have to worry about have I got the medium tone, have I got the light. And again, we're going to start, just do a really quick one. Start with the light colour and add this all over him. So wherever you've got that skin tone, we're going to pop the pink down. Now, if you want to just leave it at that level, that is absolutely fine. It depends what stage you're at in your colouring journey as to how far you want to go with the colouring. So if you want to leave it at that, fine. The idea of these is that you can then take your darker tone and start adding a little bit of depth to your colouring. So the dark goes over the lighter area.
It's amazing the difference it makes when you do the 3 pen.
It does make it look a little bit more sort of 3D rather than it being flat. Yeah. All right, and then you go back to the middle tone, and I'm not going to go over the dark because a lighter colour will bleach out a darker shade. I'm just going to go up to the line and nudge where that darker colour is, just to blend it out. Okay. And then I'm going to do his nose in that sort of slightly darker shade. And then finally, come back to my lightest tone, which is where I started. And any gaps that we've got left, we're just again going to nudge into that mid-tone, and then it will all blend. Now, 1 or 2 people that are first starting out their alcohol colouring look and think, well, actually, that's not what I wanted. But the one tip I can give you is remember you're working with alcohol liquid, like fluid. So it needs time to dry. The alcohol will evaporate and your colouring will dry slightly paler and more even when it's dry. So if you think, oh, it doesn't quite look right, just give it a few minutes and let it dry. Let all that alcohol evaporate and you'll find that it does look much better. So let's just finish him off nice and quick. I think my pink one's actually running out a bit here. You can tell pink's my favourite colour. I need to get...
Well, we are going to say hello to a few of you that sent in some of your makes fairly soon. Remember, this time next week, one of you will be £100 richer, £100 credit to spend with Hobbymaker, announced next Saturday between 5 and 6, okay? All you've got to do is just send in some makes to us and we can show them in a few minutes. But Obviously, we're not allowed to do it, though. We can't enter.
That wouldn't really be fair,
Wouldn't
would
be
it?
fair. But he's coming to life. He's a cute little chappy, isn't he?
So again, you know, I love this side of it. You can get lost in the colouring aspect of it. Anybody that likes colouring will tell you that it is really quite therapeutic.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know, I put mine together that tight. There we go. Wasn't coming apart then. So again, just to finish that one off.
But equally, you could be using pencils, you could be using paints if you want to as well. You can colour them in however you want. But I must admit, the alcohol tri-blends really kind of come into their own with this.
Can you imagine a little sparkly one?
Yes.
A little bit of sparkle in there to get a little sparkly pig. My lightest tone's actually running out a little bit there, so it's a wee bit fainter. So you can see where he is there. You can see how he's coming together. You do the same on all three of them. And then if I bring in the one that I finished here, just by adding some layers of paper, if I stand that one up for you so that you can see him there. All right.
Isn't that just
I've just
adorable?
the little leaves off the stamp set there. I've just added a few gems, one of the sentiments, and again inside there I've just put a nice plain mat that you can write your message on in your card there. So yeah, and that could literally, you know, you could change the colour scheme and pop the little cows on top, change it again, pop the sloths on top, change it again, pop the otters, whatever the character you want to be, it will work with the same sort of principle.
I love them. I absolutely love them. All 9 sets, lots of dies, lots of stamps, all together in one bundle. That's where you save the most money. And if you do want any of the 3 that were originally with issue 4 of the magazine, that one that, of course, Jan just used is the pig one. That is on the website at £6.99 if you've fallen in love with that one. Now, some show your makes that you sent in to us today. Thank you ever so much to Sheila Bonham, who sent us this. Very nice.
Oh, look
That's
at
an edgeable
these.
die, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Very stylish.
Very nice.
Ruth Bennett, hello Ruth, good
Yep.
evening to you. You're all in the draw for a £100 credit next Saturday. Remember, this time next week, someone will have that credit on their account.
Beautiful designs going on there, aren't they?
Lorraine
Stepper
McCabe.
one, yep.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Nice and spring-like that one, isn't it? With the gingham and the flowers.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And
Ooh,
Vonnie
look at that
Saunders.
one.
Is that a little bit of Santangle? I think it is.
Does look like it, doesn't it?
does.
That's really good. That's a very intricate, that one. I like
Tell
that
you
one.
what, so many people are doing Santangle.
Oh, it's addictive, isn't it?
It's massively taken off.
Addictive, yeah.
Mary Groundwater, hello Mary, good evening to you. You've been making 3 today.
Busy
Dragonflies.
bee there, look. Yep, fantastic.
I love that rosette in the middle.
Yep.
Very nice, very nice. So remember, that's just a few of the ones that have come in today. If you want to send in your ideas and your makes, we would love to hear from you. studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. Get them in before next Saturday to be in with a chance of winning that £100 credit. And we'll do it every single month. It's something that's just ongoing, okay? Right, now, what about our highlight today? So yes, here it is, the Hobby Maker highlight of the day, the long-awaited launch of the Gemini Junior here at Hobby Maker. Here it is, and it's not just the machine. This is a 6-inch mouth machine, but the deal today is that you are getting it at an amazing price with an extra goodie bag. Now the goodie bag is everything that is on the second step of this display. So in other words, what you would normally expect to get for $139.99 is the machine, the plates, obviously, to do your cutting and embossing, an embossing folder, a couple of dies over there, a tag die and a fancy die. That's what you would normally get for $139.99. Today, you get that, but you also get all of this. Everything down here, including a make your own jigsaw, a die that will actually create your own jigsaw. You've got the hard board that you can make your jigsaw out of, 10 sheets of that included. So all of this down here is what you're actually getting is as an extra. This is the £50 extra goodie bag. You've got a 3D embossing folder. You've got your rosette die there as well. You've got your Centura pearl. Also, you've got your die brush, which cleans your die for you, all the little bits. So that is worth 50 quid, even the actual carry case for your plates as well. The whole thing, $139.99. It's on 4 split payments as well of $34.99. But get it while we've got this offer with that extra goodie bag. You know, if you take that £50 value off the cost of the machine, you're looking at $89.99 for the machine.
That's a crazy price, isn't it, for an electronic machine? Yeah, with a reverse function on it.
Superb, absolutely superb. It's a workhorse, it's quality, literally 250,000 machines sold globally. Every 11 minutes, evidently, someone buys a Gemini machine. Is it you today that's treating yourself to this? This is the more portable one, but it's still got a lovely wide mouth of 6 inches. So most of your dies, I'm sure, will be able to go through there. Jan, thank you for your help today. Thanks
You're
for your
welcome.
demos. Great to see you. Safe journey home.
Thank you.
Back next Friday?
Next Friday, yeah, another 3 shows next Friday. 3 different shows as well, and we've got a guest dialing in on Friday as well. Yes, I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
Good friend of ours.
Another very, very important day tomorrow. Very exciting. We've got the launch of the Collop E-Mark. First time Chrissy's been here at Hobbymaker. That's going to be tomorrow with a 2-hour launch. So have a great evening. See you tomorrow at 1.